fairly late Saturday night and into Sunday morning made the actual visit to the home of Sam Pittman and told him he was no longer the coach. Head football coach of the Arkansas football Razorbacks. And then he made another trip, this time back home, and he visited with Bobby Petrino, who is now the interim head coach of the University of Arkansas. And Raymond, the actual game plan, if you want to call it game plan, some may have heard it. I think it was aired on 103.7 The Buzz earlier today. The press conference was scheduled for noon, and that's when the announcement, that's when the press conference was held between both Bobby Petrino and Hunter Yurchek as they met with the media. So Raymond, I'm just going to jump right into it. Let's hear this is earlier today noon when the press conference was held involving Bobby Petrino and Hunter Yurchek.
Really tough day for me personally. It was a real tough day for Coach Pittman and his wife, Jamie. But I think we all watched the same thing here at Razorback Stadium on Saturday in front of an incredible crowd, incredible atmosphere before a national television audience against the first time playing Notre Dame. And our performance was just unacceptable. It wasn't a Razorback football performance that any of us were proud of, and that ultimately falls at the feet of the head coach. And I had often, through his tenure here, given Coach Pittman a lot of credit for how competitive we had been in the past 6 years. And he'd gotten a lot of credit for those one-score losses. But at some point in time, as a director of athletics, I had to hold him accountable for those one-score losses as well. So the culmination of what happened on Saturday, and then a couple more one-score losses, one at Memphis and one at Ole Miss, just felt like it was time to make a change in the leadership of our football program. I met with Chancellor Robinson and President Silveria after the game on Saturday, woke up Sunday morning with a great sense of peace that this was the right decision at the right time, heading into a bye week, made that recommendation to Chancellor Robinson. It was approved by the board. I went to visit with Sam and Jamie at their house, ironically at their kitchen table, which is the same place that I hired them at in Athens, Georgia 6 years ago. As you can imagine, Sam was incredibly gracious, incredibly thankful for the opportunity that he had to be the head coach at the University of Arkansas, and made a really tough day as well as it could for me as a director of athletics. I then met with Coach Petrino at my house, asked him if he would be willing to serve for the remainder of the season as our interim head football coach, and he accepted that opportunity. And with that, we will open it up for any questions for Coach or myself.
I'm wondering, Hunter, on the decision to fire Sam, did the timing of things that have come with the portal being moved to January, does that make it an easier decision on when to change coaches and stuff versus maybe in the past when Sam hasn't had success and December portal opens?
I mean, the portal is a key factor in this really tough day for me personally. It was a real tough day for Coach Pittman and his wife, Jamie. But I think we all watched the same thing here at Razorback Stadium on Saturday in front of an incredible crowd, incredible atmosphere before a national television audience. And that ultimately falls at the feet of the head coach. And I'd often, through his tenure here, given Coach Pittman a lot of credit for how competitive we had been in the past 6 years. And he'd gotten a lot of credit for those one-score losses. But at some point in time, as a director of athletics, I had to hold him accountable for those one-score losses as well. So the culmination of what happened on Saturday, and then a couple more one-score losses, one at Memphis and one at Ole Miss, just felt like it was time to make a change in the leadership of our football program. I met with Chancellor Robinson and President Severia after the game on Saturday. Woke up Sunday morning with a great sense of peace that this was the right decision at the right time, heading into a bye week. Made that recommendation to Chancellor Robinson. It was approved by the board. I went to visit with Sam and Jamie at their house, ironically at their kitchen table, which is the same place that I hired them at in Athens, Georgia 6 years ago. As you can imagine, Sam was incredibly gracious, incredibly thankful for the opportunity that he had to be the head coach at the University of Arkansas, and made a really tough day as well as it could for me as the director of athletics. I then met with Coach Petrino at my house, asked him if he would be willing to serve for the remainder of the season as our interim head football coach, and he accepted that opportunity. And with that, we will open up for any questions for Coach or myself.
I'm wondering, Hunter, on the decision to fire Sam, did the timing of things that have come with the portal being moved to January, does that make it an easier decision on when to change coaches and stuff versus maybe in the past when Sam hasn't had success and December portal opens?
The portal is a key factor in this, but I think more than anything, it's just heading into a bye week to have a transition with the head coach, having
we're in the right part.
bye week before we to make that. We've got another bye week coming up later in the season, but I just felt like how we performed on Saturday gave me a little indication that maybe Sam had lost the team a little bit because they generally had played really hard for him throughout his tenure.
Coach Petrino, I'm sure you didn't come to paint. You look like you've made a lot of decisions early on with changing up the staff. Can you talk about what went into those decisions and then also the opportunity in front of you? Because I'm sure you would consider this as an audition.
Yeah, first let me say how thankful I am to Coach Pittman for bringing me here and giving me this opportunity to come back to a place that I love. Very grateful for Hunter and Chancellor Robinson and the Board of Trustees for allowing me to come back a year ago and be an assistant coach here and then being able to do this. You know, whenever you make a decision, you base it off of, number one, what's best for the team. Number two, what's best for the individual players. And I felt that, you know, it was in our best interest to do what we did this morning for our players to improve individually, get a little bit more motivated. And I think it'll help our team overall get out on the field and compete and find ways to win a game.
Hunter, I'm curious, is Sam's buyout is it exactly how it's laid out in his contract, or did y'all negotiate that at all?
Yeah, we negotiated in the middle of, you know, right now he's at 75%. If we'd waited till October and if the season continued the direction it was, he would have fallen below 500. So part of our meeting was getting his representatives on the phone, and we landed at a sweet spot for both of us. I thought that 62.5% to save the university about $1.5 million, and kind of fell between that 50 and 70% mark, 75% mark.
And then moving forward, when you're looking for the next head coach, are you confident that, you know, there are resources in place, you're going to be able to attract, you know, quality candidates, especially given your recent comments?
Yeah, I mean, coming out of our board meeting last Friday, I received kind of a charge from our board to come back to Chancellor Robinson and him with a plan of how we can increase the head coaches pool, the assistant coaches pool, the support staff pool, the operational pool moving forward, and how we would support the increases in that. And I'll have an opportunity to do that in the next couple of weeks, and I truly believe that we will have everything that we need in place to attract the best head coach for our program and give that head coach the resources they need to be competitive in the SEC.
Coach, what might you be able to do to help improve defensive play moving forward? And are there any other changes imminent to, you know, fill the spots that are off?
Yeah, I mean, the first thing we have to do is get back to the principles of good defense, which is get into a great stance, get into a great alignment, run full speed to the football, shed blocks, and tackle well. to stop people on offense, you have to stop the run first. And we haven't been able to stop the run first. Some of it's been our fits by our linebackers. Some of it's been errors. So we're looking right now at really finding out what our base defense is going to be from here on, and then build the package out of that. Simplify a little bit. If we simplify and play faster and full speed, then we'll have a better opportunity to stop people.
It's been a whirlwind the last couple of days, but I wonder if you've met with the team, and if you haven't, like what your message might be, and then Hunter, will you meet with the team as well?
Yeah, the plan was to meet with the team this afternoon at 2:30. I've seen a lot of the players individually around the complex this morning, but team meeting's at 2:30.
Message at that point?
Well, we got a number of things to talk about, but number one thing is that you have to get used to change. Your whole life there's going to be change. So how we handle that, our attitude on how we handle that, our positiveness on how we handle that, will determine how quickly we improve. We're going to improve. That'll determine how quickly we improve.
Hunter, will you have an address there too? And so many of the players on defense loved Travis Williams. Just maybe what your thoughts are there.
Yeah, I will be a part of that meeting, kick off that meeting, and talk about some of my reasons behind making that change. And I like Coach, we still have 7 games left in this season. I think we still have a really good football team in that locker room and have the opportunity to win moving forward. And there is going to be a change, and a lot of change and adaptability by these guys. And I think that's why the bye week is really key for that. And that will be similar to what Coach saying about change. Tell you a lot about. We've got some really good kids in that locker room that will respond well to this change. It's not going to be easy for them, but that will be my message to them.
Hunter, obviously you were the one that hired Coach Pittman. I'm wondering, as you kind of enter a second coaching search, whether it be Coach Petrino or somebody else, what maybe did you learn from 6 years ago that you can take into this year?
You learn something from every coaching search. They all take on a life of their own. We've got a little bit longer runway on this coaching search and have a chance to get out ahead of that a little bit. Coach Petrino, as we met yesterday, he accepted this opportunity with the understanding that he also wanted an opportunity to formally be a candidate for our head coaching position, and he will have that opportunity. But we'll also subsequently run a search for our next head coach at that same time. And I've got a little bit longer runway to do that and to do my due diligence and do some really good research, and we'll find a good candidate, whether that's Coach Petrino or someone else.
And Coach Petrino, obviously, Coach Smith will take the title of OC, even though you'll keep the duties. Just maybe, does his role maybe formally change at all, or what kind of do you see on that side of the ball and some of the changes there?
Yeah, his role will change a little bit. There won't be a time where I'll have to step out of the room more. I won't be in there at some parts of the game planning. Colby's a guy that played for me many moons ago and played professionally for the Chiefs, did an unbelievable job. He's been handling a lot of things anyway. Like when I decided to make the decision to go up in the box, and he's handling the pregame information with the players and some of the things at halftime after I have to leave. I think he'll do an excellent job. I'm still going to call the plays, and something I love to do, and I'll be in the meeting room as much as possible, certainly game planning and working on third downs and situations. But I feel really comfortable when I step out of the room that they won't miss a beat. He'll just continue the meeting. That's one of the most important things, is when you're the head coach and you step out of the room, is that they don't just sit around and drink water, that you have a leader in there that'll take charge and continue as if you were still sitting in the room.
$100 million in buyouts to be paid out. You've talked a lot about financial and this revenue share era. What is the financial plan moving forward?
For the buyouts, we'll pay those out over the next 3 years, most likely from reserves in the Razorback Foundation, but we have the resources to pay those buyouts. We don't have any lump sum payments other than Coach Pittman's retention bonus. Everything else will be paid out over the next 3 years for him, and the assistant coaches all have roughly a year and a half, but the assistant coaches all have a duty to mitigate within their contracts as well. That will help bring the value of buyouts down.
Bobby, some defensive players took to social media with a thumbs down after this morning's dismissals. What's going to be your message to them?
I mean, pretty much what I said. We all got to learn that there's change and there's things that happen. I think in football, you have to always talk about courage and being courageous, and I think that's part of what we have to do now as a team, is understand that we all have to take the arrow in the forehead. You know, we didn't win Saturday. We didn't perform like we needed to offensively. We didn't do it defensively and come up with any big plays on special teams. So it's all of us, and we just got to get together and become one. You know, that's, I think, one of the issues we've had is the separation in offense and defense. We need to be able to come together as one unit.
Hunter, how important is it to you and other decision makers, if at all, that a candidate has ties to either the program or the state?
I think that's icing on the cake if you can make that happen. I don't think you can go in that with being one of your guiding principles in your search. I think that's something that if someone has ties to the state, that is awesome and a bonus, but I don't think you can go into the search with that being one of your guiding principles.
And Bobby, are you considering any other staff moves, whether it be dismissals or just promotions internally?
We think that there's a possibility that we might need to add somebody to the staff for one of the positions. We're looking into that and certainly going to move as quick as we possibly can, but want to make sure it's the right person.
Bobby, for you, nationally, this job may not be viewed as something that's premier, but you lived it at its highest level. How special is this place whenever it's right?
Special place. I mean, that's why I'm so fortunate that I was able to come back here, you know, and I think that we've got to get it back to that special place where everybody in the state is behind the Hogs and everybody is proud of the Hogs, and that's our job. We got to go out on the field and give the energy and the competitive spirit and show the heart that we have in playing a game of football so everybody can be proud of us, and that's what we've got to try to do here the next 9 weeks, is make sure that we can unify the state.
There's a bit of a follow-up to what Matt was asking there. This is naturally a very, very expensive process. As best as you can explain, will money in any way be a factor?
Absolutely, money will be a factor at some point in time because there's limited resources. But I think we saw with the hiring of Coach Calipari and what we were able to do there with him and his staff and what that's meant to our basketball program. I think we can build a similar model within reason for a football program. I think there'll be people across this state that will step up for us. I think there's an opportunity for the university to potentially help us, and we're continuing to look at new ways to generate revenue within our athletic program. Our football program is far too important to the overall health of our athletic program for us to take it for granted.
Hunter, last Friday at the Board of Trustees meeting, you tried to clarify what you had talked about at the Touchdown Club, but worry at all that the negative publicity that was generated by that might hurt you at all in your search?
I think when we're able to put in front of prospective coaches what the financial package for our program will be moving forward, I think that will alleviate any of their concerns about that.
Yeah, as you all know, AD jobs oftentimes are tied to the success of a football program. Do you think you're going to be able to lead this search?
I have not received any other indication to the contrary.
More for you. You've talked about finances and being able to compete at a championship level, like you said. Do you feel like Sam had the financial commitment to be able to win at the level you want them to?
You were at the board meeting, and I gave you some statistics where our head coach compensation, our assistant coach salary pool, our support staff salary pool, and our overall operating budget ranked towards the bottom of the Southeastern Conference. I think with that information, Coach Pittman did not have the resources he needed to appropriately compete in this conference right now.
Hunter, I know there's been several jobs that have opened across the country.
That may have been of all the statements that were made, that was the most alarming statement that was made today at that press conference. That was the lack of resources that was provided for Sam Pittman. All right, we will step away for a moment. Rick Schaeffer, Ray Tucker, I'm Randy Rainwater. Live from Crain Hyundai in Little Rock.
Tip-off Classic hits the FedEx Forum October 27 as Arkansas takes on the Memphis men's team, all to support the life-saving mission of St. Jude. Get tickets now at stjude.org/hoops.
Genesis of Conway presents Craig O'Neal each week when he joins Roger, Baz, and Justin on Morning Mayhem. Genesis of Conway, the future of luxury today.
It's the largest and heaviest moving part in your home, the garage door. It never fails at a convenient time. Trust Overhead Door Company of Little Rock to keep your garage door running smoothly 24/7, 365 days a year. With same-day service and trusted technicians, Overhead Door Company of Little Rock is the team to call. The original Red Ribbon Garage Door Company since 1967. Call 501-510-6399 or schedule online at overheaddooroflittlerock.com.
Serious injuries happen every day.
If it happens to you, don't wait. Dial 8.
Dial 8 for Rainwater, Holtz, and Sexton.
888-8888.
Anywhere in the state, dial 8.
We've got you covered, Arkansas.
Responsible attorneys Michael Rainwater and Bob Sexton.
Tune in to Out of Bounds each Monday for Weekend Recap, brought to you by Fleet Management Services. Serving Central Arkansas for over 20 years, they're your small to mid-sized fleet specialists that also takes care of our fleet at Signal Media. Fleet Management Services is now hiring for Loop Tech, Tire Tech, and Light Maintenance. 8 paid holidays and paid vacation, paid health insurance, and 401k. Pay depends on experience and signing bonus. Apply in person at 901 East 8th Street in Little Rock.
Welcome to Moe's. Everyone knows that coming into Moe's for our Mo Monday special is the best deal in burritos. But what about those other 6 days? Well, let me introduce the new Mo Value Meal. Junior burrito, side of queso, chips, salsa, and a fountain drink for only $9.99. And the best part is all day, every day at Moe's Southwest Grill. Now here's my daughter Andy Kate with the
end of the month, and we need 17 new vehicles before Tuesday night. So Frank has told me to do whatever it takes. Just announced 0% financing for 72 months on all new 2025 1500 Rams. You can buy a new Ram today with no money down, 0% interest for 72 months, and available sales tax paid. Now is the time to buy. Get 0% interest for 60 months on all new Grand Cherokees and no payments for 90 days on all the certified pre-owned vehicles. We're making unbelievable deals now till Tuesday. We make it easy to buy. Come in and tell us what you're looking for and how much you want to pay. And we'll also pay your trade-off no matter what you owe. And also, don't worry about your credit. Go to FletcherCredit.com and get pre-approved in minutes. At Fletcher Dodge, you'll always get the best price, the lowest finance rate, and more for your trade. Come see us in person at Fletcher Dodge on Warden Road in Sherwood, or shop online at FletcherDeals.com.
When you do something for over 50 years, you get really good at it. Like Helen here. She's been knitting for over 50 years. Using her needles and yarn, she can knit a working moped, a Civil War era cannon, even a life-size version of the Arc de Triomphe. Amazing stitch, Helen. We're a lot like Helen Knitting, except we do it with insurance. Williamson Insurance with Auto Owners Insurance, protecting your business and your family for over 50 years.
Out of Bounds with Wes and Joe at Cigar Republic this Thursday, featuring the largest walk-in humidor in Arkansas. And with plenty of TVs, it's a great place to watch some NFL football. Cigar Republic, your cigar and whiskey destination.
Now, back to Drive Time Sports, live from the Eat My Catfish studios. Eat fresh, eat local, eat my catfish. Be a part of the game plan. It's Drive Time Sports on the Buzz Radio Network.
Welcome back to Drive Time Sports on the Buzz Radio Network. Rick Schaeffer, Ray Tucker. I'm Randy Rainwater.
The
financial.
Go ahead, Randy. I was going to do Neal.
Let me get this in real quick.
Okay.
The financial professionals at First Security are big fans of Arkansas, and that's because they're Arkansas-owned and Arkansas-focused. They take care of communities just like they take care of customers. Whatever better means to you, you're going to find more of it at First Security. As Arkansas's community bank, First Security is all about taking care of customers and making life better right here in Arkansas. so more people can buy a home, run a business, and a whole lot more. Check them out at fsbank.com. That's First Security Bank. Member FDIC, equal housing lender, only in Arkansas. That's First Security Bank. Raymond, my apologies. Let's go right to Neal Atkinson, my man.
No apology needed. Hey, Neal, how'd you like that Cowboy game last night and the Packers?
Hey, Ray, hopefully you can hear me, though. The signal's pretty bad here, but got the New York Jets and the Miami Dolphins tonight. First game of the doubleheader. Miami Dolphins are -3. And then later on at 7:15, you've got the Cincinnati Bengals playing the Denver Broncos. The Denver Broncos are a 7.5-point favorite. Do not forget to go and check the promo tab. We have a 50% no sweat in play bet tonight. And also, the wild card for Major League Baseball is set, and we have a 50% Major League wild card profit boost. Those games start tomorrow at noon our time, and you do not want to forget those either.
So what was the spread on the Cowboy-Packer game last night, if you recall?
Hey, Ray, I'm not hearing you. I think I heard about the Cowboys and the Packers game. Yeah, the push was not good for the book. What that did is when it ended in a tie, all the money lines knocked all the parlays down one level, and a lot of people got paid out. So I know a lot of people had Green Bay in the money line, and that would have been a better result for them. But it knocking down the parlays one more made those pay, and people did well. So go to BetSaracen.com on the web, or go to the App Store and type in Bet Saracen. Download the app, hit registration, and once you do that, make sure you use the code WELCOME as a promo code, and good luck on all your parlays.
All right, talk to you later tonight. Thanks, Neal.
All right, before we go back, or not, I say go back, before we talk to Savage, I want to talk to Rick Schaeffer, who was there at the press conference. And, Rick, I said this right before we took our first break. The question was asked, did Sam Pittman have the necessary resources to be successful? The answer was no. That's unacceptable. You're holding a coach accountable. I understand the 7-19 in one-score games. I understand all that. Some will say, I'll read you this one from our D3 Auto Sales Bus text line. Maybe not provided all Sam did during a game was stand on the sidelines. I rarely, all the years, he saw speak to a player or have a clipboard. From game watching, I didn't see him coaching, not a criticism, just an observation. I would give that to either, and I didn't. But regardless, that's his style of coaching. But to not be provided with the necessary resources, yet you're holding them accountable, I don't find that acceptable. That's just my opinion. Rick, are you there?
Apparently not.
Okay. Apparently not.
Kramer's directing traffic around here.
Yeah, is he potted up in there?
Yeah, he's potted up in
Okay.
here. He's always on white.
No, the phone. He's on the phone.
Well,
He's on the phone lines.
Well,
he was on the phone line. Let me get him back.
All right.
All right, let's talk to Savage. Savage, good afternoon. Welcome to Drive Time Sports.
What's going on, Randy? I'm potted up. Randy, I want your opinion on this. Your tech set Sam up for failure.
Absolutely. No disagreement on that. That's what I said. What I said a second ago.
I got one other thing. These guys that are tweeting out on the defense that T. Will got fired, they're not happy with it. Their performance has T. Will where he's at.
Thank you. Exactly.
That's how the world works, guys.
Exactly.
What is going on today?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Did that call just drop automatically?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't.
All right, let's try Charles. That was not going to work at all. Okay, so.
You know what, Randy? And the question was asked in a roundabout way. whether or not Yurchek felt like he was in good graces, and I'm not sure that he is.
I agree.
And I'm with you. Everybody want to talk about how great a guy Sam Pittman is. And first of all, it's not a personality contest. But on the other hand, from what Hunter just said, what they didn't level the playing field for him. That's not right.
No, and that's what I'm saying. No. There have been efforts. Well, okay, let's see.
You want to play some more news conference, or?
Well, I was going to try to accommodate our callers, and let's see. I'll say this. This is from Jerry in Boxside. Jerry says, once again, Rick and Randy, y'all are wrong about Petrino. Said he would be hired. He wouldn't be hired. Boom, hired. Said he wouldn't be the interim coach. Boom, he's interim. Y'all need new sources. Thank you, Jerry. I'll work on that.
I have no problem at all with Petrino being where he is.
I didn't say I had a problem.
No.
We were asked originally if we thought he would be either the interim coach or the next coach. And I think the foundation was, or the belief was, he had to go before the board to get hired as an assistant coach. And there wasn't a certainty there he would have the support if it presented itself to be the head coach.
All right, we got Rick on Orange, by the way, if you guys want to pot Rick up.
I got him potted up.
On Orange?
Yep.
Okay. Well, let's just say this, guys, and I'm sorry we've got phone issues, but I'm glad we got hooked up here. Let's just say this. We can talk about what we speculated. We can talk about whether we were right or wrong. The fact is that today Bobby Petrino is the interim head coach at the University of Arkansas. And the only thing that I know you played the interview at the outset, and I'm hoping we're going to be able to take phone calls today. But the only thing that I would say, Randy, is that every player on this football team ought to look in the mirror. Because those coaches, at the press conference, it was pointed out that there were texts or tweets from players saying, gosh, we hate this, and we loved Pittman, we all that. Well, they didn't play like they loved him. They played like they could care less. And you and I have done this for a long time, and Ray's done this for a long time. We've seen some bad defenses at Arkansas. I don't recall an effort like we saw Saturday. That was not a bad defense. That was a lack of any caring, any effort whatsoever. And the fans didn't leave the stadium because of the score. They left because of the effort. So Bobby Petrino's got a tough job ahead of him, but he's not going to be nice about it. And what I liked about what he said about the players is, he says, yeah, they can have hurt feelings and all that, but here's what they got to think about. They got to think about their future. They've already played 5 games, so you can't redshirt. You can transfer, but you can't play anywhere else right now. So therefore, here's the option you have. You can play as if next year you're going to be in the NFL, and they've got 20-something seniors on the team. And the only way you're going to prove you're worthy of even being drafted is the way you play the last 7 games. Or if you want to go in the transfer portal, then if for anybody to even want you, these 7 games are going to show whether somebody's going to pay you to play there next year. Or you know what? If things turn around, we play well, you just might like it here and figure out this is the place to stay. So I tell you, we usually are not hard on players. That was a pathetic effort. And
absolutely.
And that's why Sam Pittman's not the coach. That's why Travis Williams is the defensive coordinator. And those are 2 wonderful human beings. And I'm not saying they'd lasted the rest of the season. But those players did not play as if they cared one bit about any of those coaches. So let's don't do the tweets about how about thumbs down because they fired the coach. It's your fault. Nobody else's fault. Now we'll see how they respond to it.
Now that was as much as I've harped on the last couple of games about the lack of effort, that was at a brand new level, a totally unacceptable level, and for the players to be whining, pointing the finger, whether it be at Coach Petrino or whoever it may be, because he made the decision to change the defensive coordinator, the associate defensive coordinator, and the defensive line coach, then as you said, Rick, look in the mirror. When you point the finger, there are 3 more coming right back at you. So
I'll tell you, to give up 2 touchdowns in 35 seconds is absolutely that just goes beyond what I can understand. And neither one of them were contested.
But the lack of effort, that was going, it made, you would have thought that Gale Sayers had been reincarnated. And Love is a great back. The second back is excellent for Notre Dame. But to catch a pass, and you start just kind of cutting across traffic, no one is even laying a hand on you.
Yeah,
that's not effort. That's unacceptable.
Breaking tackles is one thing. There were no tackles to break. That's the thing about that. There were no tackles to break. So again, to me, it's on them. And somebody wants to criticize me for saying that, that's fine. I've never been a critic of players because I just don't believe in that. But this time, it's just beyond belief. And I know, Randy, you know that I hate when somebody comes on the show and says, "Oh, I was embarrassed by the way they played." Well, because you shouldn't be embarrassed because you had nothing to do with it. But for the state of Arkansas, with a stadium full of people anticipating the first time ever to play Notre Dame, to play with effort like that, they should be embarrassed, and it did embarrass a lot of other people.
Let me say this about the 2 co-defensive coordinators. Those guys are as high energy and as positive as any 2 people you want to be around, and you can't get excited to play for them? Get out of here.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'm sure all the players are listening to us, so.
No, they should be probably wrapping up a team meeting they were having with Yurchek
2:30
and Coach Petrino.
2 hours.
If it didn't last 2 hours, I'd make it last 2 hours.
Feedback at 1037thebuzz.com. Presented on Drive Time Sports by Aero Truck Sales. Find them online at aerotruck.com.
It's a tough time. Injured, and it was not your fault. Hurts in the pocketbook, too. Who do you turn to? Don't call a lawyer and find they're out of state or talk with someone at a call center. Call us at the Brad Hendricks Law Firm and talk to a real Arkansas lawyer directly. And remember, the only place that success comes before work is in the dictionary. We'll work hard for you. Have for over 30 years. The Brad Hendricks Law Firm. Tradition, reputation, results.
Would you like to win the ultimate hunting ATV? Stop by Honda Russellville right now through October 17th to win a new Honda 4-man 4x4 ATV with winch, tire, and wheel package. Check us out online at HondaRussellville.com or on Facebook.
The Grove Hunting Club in Jefferson County is first class, recognized nationally for some of the best guided waterfowl hunts in the South, and their deer herd keeps growing annually. New this year, you can deer hunt in Arkansas or at their new hunting ranch in Texas. The Grove's 13,000 square foot main lodge in Arkansas can accommodate 50 hunters with 30 private rooms, a locker room, and a pro shop, and several private cabins and a secondary lodge. Call 870-692-3221, thegrovehuntingclub.com.
Come join the club. Hurricane Golf and Country Club wants you to become a new member. From now until March, you pay only $99 a month at Hurricane Golf and Country Club when you sign a year membership that will begin March 1st with no initiation fees. Platinum membership include unlimited carts and range. This is a limited time offer with a limited number of memberships, so sign up today. Some restrictions apply. For more information, call 501-847-2609 or visit the website at hurricanegolfcc.com.
Big savings are rolling now at Courtney Chevrolet. Take advantage of the $7,500 EV tax credit before September 30th. Drive a 2026 Trax or Trailblazer for just $249 a month. Or save up to $13,000 on new Silverados. Plus, we're paying up to 20% over Kelley Blue Book for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And right now, you can get it all with no payments until 2026. Stop by Courtney Chevrolet in Jacksonville today. Chevrolet, together, let's drive. With approved credit restrictions apply, see dealer for details.
I'm Dr. Lowry Barnes. When it comes to orthopedic care, there's no place like the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health. We built this hospital just for you, with state-of-the-art surgical suites, advanced technology, and the state's largest group of fellowship-trained orthopedic surgeons. It's the best place in Arkansas to get you moving again. And if you need urgent orthopedic care, UAMS Ortho Now is right here for you at the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health, where motion lives and service leads.
It's Sam Pittman Live with your host, Chuck Barrett, every Wednesday night at 7 through football season on 103.7 The Buzz. Coach will recap last week's game and look at the upcoming week. And it's brought to you by Bet Saracen, the best sports betting app in the state.
Welcome back to Drive Time Sports, live from the Eat My Catfish studios, where it's much like any of the 7 Eat My Catfish locations, minus the always fresh, delicious food options like the family pack catfish dinners. Often imitated but never duplicated. This is Drive Time Sports with Randy Rainwater on the Buzz Radio Network.
Welcome back to Drive Time Sports on the Buzz Radio Network. Rick Schaeffer, Ray Tucker. I'm Randy Rainwater. Today from Crain Hyundai in North Little Rock. By the way, this is the end of the month. I mean, they need to close them out today. Need to sell 13 vehicles by tomorrow. 13 vehicles by tomorrow. That 2025 Tucson, take up to $7,000 off with trade-in. We need your trade. That is Crain Hyundai of North Little Rock. We need your trade. $1,000 of the black book on your trade. The 2025 Tucson's another option is $279 a month. That is for a lease payment. The 2025 Santa Fe's are up to $8,000 off, or $599 a month with zero down with approved credit. Big sale on previous loaners. I went through the lot earlier, and there are some some outstanding loaners, up to $10,000 off the MSRP, and most have under 4,000 miles. And Big Brad's got this special going right now, the GM special. Buy a new Hyundai, get $500 worth of accessories for your new Hyundai through our parts department. The deals are due now. 13. Need to close them out. And the close is looking at deals right now here on the showroom floor. Once again, Ray Tucker, Rick Schaeffer. I'm Randy Rainwater. Let's check in with Jason. Jason, good afternoon. Welcome to Drive Time Sports.
Good to talk to you. Can you hear me okay?
Jason. Yes, sir. Loud and clear.
Hello?
Jason.
Hello?
Go ahead, Jason. We got you, Jason. Go ahead.
Jason, we can hear you.
Hello?
He's having the same problem I was, Randy. I could talk, but I couldn't hear anybody. So maybe he's having the same issue.
We're going to reset all the phone systems when we go to the next break.
Okay, that'd be great.
Randy, you still there?
Yeah, Randy's still
there.
Okay. Kramer
we
says
were
to
asked to
reset
write
the phone
down.
systems.
We were asked to write down if there were any issues. So I'm just writing them down. I assume you're doing the
Very
same
good.
thing on your end.
Very good,
Kramer.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Let's say this too, Randy, on that press conference. If Arkansas needed to have one human being on campus to be the interim head coach right now, it's Bobby Petrino. We don't know how he's going to do. We don't know. There's 7 games left. We don't know if they'll win any of them or if they'll win 4 and go to a bowl game. We don't know that. But if there's anybody that can handle this situation, it's him. And I know it's odd. I mean, it's really crazy. When you read the national media, they can't believe he's still here. They can't believe he's interim coach because of what happened in 2012, spring of 2012. Well, that was a long time ago. And have fans forgiven? Yes. Should other people forgive? Yes. We saw Charlie Kirk's wife forgive somebody that shot her husband, and people are worried about whether people forgive Bobby Petrino. It's ridiculous. So, yes, he's here. Now let's see what he can do. And won't we all be curious, because I don't know when the media will have an opportunity to talk to him again. Won't we all be curious how that meeting went today? You know, did they accept the fact that they're culpable, but they need, with better effort, this season can be much better than anybody thinks right now after that awful effort on Saturday. That's the thing, is where are you going to go from here? And if there's anybody that can put a charge in him, I think it's him. And that's my opinion. Some may agree and some may disagree.
Well, I've been saying this the other part that I do hold Sam Pittman, and I do hold Travis Williams, Marcus Goodson, and Deke Adams, holding players accountable. They're going to be held accountable. And I have said this now for at least 3 weeks, Rick, that if that means you got to put a second stringer. I turned to Trey Schaeffer in the press box, and I said, I don't care if the second or third teamer is as horrible, apparently, as he must be, because they won't put anybody else in to replace these players who are not putting forth effort, then I'd rather a guy get out there who stumbles over his own shoestrings than watching this lackadaisical or not carrying effort. Then I'm watching. I cannot believe if those players took into account the sacrifices and the money that people paid to come watch that performance. They should be ashamed of themselves because they did not give the fans their money's worth of effort.
It's kind of like taking money from people because you feel like, hey, they've got money and they ought to give me some, but I don't have to do anything in return. That's a very good point. I hadn't thought about that, but you're right. It's a sacrifice for many to be in that stadium. For some, it's not, but nonetheless, play. And I've shared this many times. Ray's heard it. When players come back 20 or 30 years later, you know what they talk about? How great the fans were, how amazing the fans were, how supportive the fans were. And so I've got to believe that there's still got to be some appreciation for that today. And I, hey, that was one bad game. Arkansas was within 2 lost fumbles of being 4-0 going into that game. So it's not like this team is all of a sudden absolutely horrible or anything like that. But that should have been a special day, and it was far from it.
Guys, how many times?
Well, Rick,
how many times over the last couple of years has Arkansas played at home and had a lackadaisical effort?
Oh, I don't know about lackadaisical, but just we think, oh, this was horrible. Well, Ole Miss stuck them for 63 last year.
Well, I would tell you.
But the difference is Arkansas scored 31. They at least were doing something that you could be entertained by. And even in giving up 63, it's not like they laid down on the ground with people running around scoring touchdowns.
No, Auburn came in and
this was totally different.
Yeah.
Auburn came in, and Hugh Freeze said they could have named the score.
Yeah.
That's boy, when an opposing coach says that.
Well, I'll say this. In my 35 years of following Arkansas football as part of the media, I have never seen, at halftime, when the student section is after halftime and there may be 15 kids left in that stand, I have never seen that before. But they were disgusted. They were shouting, "Fire Sam Pittman." No, they should have been shouting, "Fire the players." But nevertheless, okay, let's talk to Steve.
Because the coach takes the blame. That happens.
I understand.
Hey, guys.
I understand. Yeah. What's up, Steve?
Hear me?
Yeah.
Steve, we can hear you. All right, here's what I'm going to do. Here's what I'm going to do, Steve. Here's what I'm going to do, Steve. Okay, we're not going to be able to respond to you, but what we're going to say, and you say what you need to say. When I go 3, 2, 1, Steve, you start talking. So in 3, 2, 1.
Guys, it's like Sam Pittman was set up because it don't make sense why Hunter Yurchek said Sam Pittman didn't have the resources, but Bobby does. Something's wrong.
Well,
so somebody needs to get this fact straight. And another thing, I wouldn't be mad at Sam Pittman or the coaches. It's the players. They're paying them so cotton picking much that they don't care anymore. And that's the way this new generation is now, Rick. They want something for nothing. I had to work 35 years for everything I had. And so I appreciate it. Now these kids nowadays don't appreciate nothing they have. And that's all I got, guys.
Well, it is interesting. 2 weeks ago, Hunter Yurachek said Arkansas was set to compete nationally at every sport but football. He tried to correct that last week, and he says the board assured him that they were going to do everything they could to make sure he's got what he needs. But there again, to say, if he fired the football coach who didn't have the resources, then you have to say, how come he didn't have the resources but the next coach will? So something happened. Either some big donor came in or several donors came in and said, look, we hear you. You changed coaches. We're going to help you. We don't know what's happened, but in 2 weeks they've gone from not being able to compete to, yes, the resources will be there. And so thankful for
will be there.
Forward.
That's the point.
Circle of life.
They're not there right now, but they will be there.
And clawing. For wills, trusts, POAs, and more, hire the Lions. There's no one better to protect your pride than our pride of Legal Lions. For exceptional communication and exceptional results, hire Lion Legal to come roaring to the rescue.
Ray Tucker with good news for enthusiasts of Triumph motorcycles. Honda of North Little Rock now carries the legendary classics and cutting-edge rides. We have the Bonneville Bobber, Daytona 600, the TF450X, the Stunning Ever Special Edition, and the Rocket 3 Evel Knievel. You get the idea. Come see us at Honda of North Little Rock, your family fun headquarters.
Protection starts at the top of your business and the top of your home. Absolute Roofing and Construction will make sure you have the absolute protection for your home or business. Free estimates from Tiger Lee, licensed, insured, and bonded with an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. Absolute Roofing works all over the state. See their work and get in touch on Facebook at Absolute Roofing and Construction, covering the state one roof at a time. Call Tiger Lee for your free estimate, 501-380-5543. That's 501-380-5543.
Anywhere in the state, dial 888-8888 for Rainwater, Holton, Sexton. They'll help you weather the storm.
Get your popcorn ready. We've got the entertainment right here on 103. KABZ, Little Rock.
Duties. Offensive coordinator Bobby Petrino will take over as interim head coach. This decision by athletic director Hunter Yurachek comes after an embarrassing loss in Fayetteville, 56-13, Notre Dame on top of the Hogs. In a statement released by Yurachek, he says, quote, the goal of our football program is to be highly competitive within the Southeastern Conference and compete for a national championship. As we move forward in the process of finding a new head coach, I am certain we will be able to provide the necessary resources to our staff and team to reach our goals. For the Buzz Radio Network, I'm KARK's Gary Burton Jr. Whoopee.
Weather from the Fletcher Weather Center with KARK's Juliana Cullen.
Temperatures today will be warming up into the mid-80s, so about 5 degrees above average for this time of year. A few clouds will roll in overnight tonight and into your Tuesday, but it looks like we'll pretty much be staying above average for the rest of this upcoming week. This is meteorologist Juliana Cullen with the Arkansas Storm Team with your forecast for the Buzz Radio Network.
Benihana Happy Hour Specials, $3, $6, $9. Sushi, food, and cocktails. Available 5 to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday at Benihana Bar.
The Bud Light Little Blue Book is back on Drive Time Sports. Each Thursday at 4, Randy will open the Bud Light Little Blue Book, giving you a chance to call in and give your predictions like a pro. You can also submit your predictions on live fan feedback and the Buzz text line. Just give Randy the correct final score for the upcoming Razorback football game and the tiebreaker, and you win money, courtesy of Bud Light. It's the Bud Light Little Blue Book only on Thursday nights on 103.7 The Buzz. For a full list of rules, visit 1037thebuzz.com.
We got the big deals at the Big Rock. Got the big deals at the Big Rock.
Hey Arkansas, it's Terry Harrison at the Big Lot, where you'll find the biggest selection, the biggest savings, and now you'll find Big Steve Landers.
That's right, Arkansas. I'm back in the car business at the Big Lot. Don't be confused. The real Steve Landers deals are at Chris Crain Dodge Jeep Ram.
Come see me and Big Steve at the Big Lot, Chris Crain Dodge Jeep Ram, Alco Road in Benton.
The Big Lot Benton.
This is the Pigskin Preacher, bringing you the word.
Freddie is a little beagle who serves his country by working as an agriculture detector dog at the airport in Washington, D.C. When a recent traveler from Egypt had 100 pounds of illegal, undeclared food in his suitcases, Freddie walked around sniffing it, and the fellow decided to kick him. Thankfully, United States officials kicked him out of the country. Good. The way a person treats all of God's creatures, great and small, says quite a bit about them. May we all strive to be kind and gentle. Stop by and register at your nearest Doublebees for your chance to win a brand new Bad Boy 550 four-wheel drive side-by-side, purchased from the Bad Boy Superstore in Searcy. This terrific Bad Boy vehicle will be given away on a special broadcast of Drive Time Sports, October the 8th. Need not be present to win.
Football is underway, and it's the perfect time to get your home's exterior looking fresh before the holidays. When I hire CertaPro painters, one of the things that impresses me the most is their cleanliness. Every day they leave your home and yard spotless. No stray brushes, no paint splatters, nothing for the kids or pets to trip over. That attention and care really sets them apart. That's why I've used them again and again. Each CertaPro painter's business is independently owned and operated. For your home, for your business, CertaPro is the answer to all your painting needs. Schedule your free estimate at CertaPro soon. It's CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C.
Looking for your next ride? Come on down to Hubbard Power Sports, your local, family-owned Can-Am and Sea-Doo dealer. We've got the latest and greatest Can-Am ATVs, side-by-sides, and spiders to power your weekend fun. And right now, get up to $3,500 off in rebates, plus in-store discounts, or financing as low as 0.99% on select models. Whether you're hitting the trails, working the land, or cruising in style, we've got what you never even knew you needed. On the road, on the water, or in the trails, we've got the ride for you.
Arkansas Roundballers Big Joe Klein and Pat Bradley pontificate on Bet Saracen.
People ask me, what do basketball players know about football? What say you, Joe?
I explained that anyone can run up and down a grass field with a screwy-shaped ball, but it takes finesse to strategically launch a basketball from long distances at an 18-inch diameter steel hoop.
Dang, Joe, you sure are smart.
Gambling problem? Call 800-GAMBLER.
Life is loud, chaotic, hilarious, and occasionally peaceful. Your life fits you, so why settle for life insurance that fits someone else? At Shelter Insurance, our local agents help you design a personal protection plan backed by award-winning customer service. We're your shield. We're your shelter. Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
See Shelter Agent Hayden Strickland in Sherwood, Vic Seidenschwartz in Carlisle, or Todd Matthews in Benton today.
The Arkansas State Fair is coming. What's better than fantastic food, rockin' rides, and family fun? Getting it all for less. For a limited time, you can save big with advanced ticket pricing. Adult gate admission just $10. Kids and seniors only $6. And ride bands for $30. Skip the lines, keep your cash, and max out the fun. Grab your advance tickets and save now at ArkansasStateFair.com. The fun hits Little Rock this October 10th through 19th, and we can't wait to see y'all there.
Live from the Eat My Catfish studios, it's time for Arkansas's #1 collar-driven sports show. It's Drive Time Sports on the Buzz Radio Network with your hosts, Randy Rainwater and Rick Schaeffer. Lock it in and get ready to dial us up. Drive Time Sports is on the air.
Hour number 2 at Drive Time Sports here on the Buzz Radio Network. Rick Schaeffer standing by in Northwest Arkansas. Today from Crain Hyundai in North Little Rock. End of the month, folks. Let's see, one more day till tomorrow is the 30th. That gives you the rest of this day and tomorrow. They need to sell 13, so come and get them. Got some fantastic deals, particularly when you're talking about the Tucsons and the Santa Fe's. Come and get them here at Crain Hyundai of North Little Rock, right off of 167-67 on the access road, Warden Road, that is in North Little Rock.
Ray Tucker on Drive Time Sports is brought to you by Gwatney Buick GMC. And now, Trey Biddy is brought to you by Crain Hyundai, Arkansas's #1 Hyundai dealer, and Genesis of Conway, Arkansas's only Genesis dealer. Genesis of Conway, the future of luxury today. Now, here's Trey Biddy.
Good afternoon, Trey. Where do we start? Where would you like to start today?
We'd like to start getting him on the line, but he can't get through, so I'm trying to figure out a solution.
Oh,
hold on. I could have done this. Hi, guys. I could have done that and it played the role of him for a minute, but we're trying to get him. I'll message on the screen when he's there.
Okay. Very good.
Okay. I'll do this for the moment. This from our D3 Auto Sales Buzz text line. I'm trying to respond so not to frustrate people, but anyway.
Okay. Yeah.
This from our D3 Auto Sales Buzz text line. Hunter said, "We don't believe we gave Sam all the resources he needed to compete at the level we want to be at. Sam was fired for not competing at the level they wanted to be at. If that statement doesn't sum up the way of the world right now, nothing will. LOL, Sam wasn't the guy we needed, ever. But that's a slap in the face if I've ever seen one."
Well, here's we don't need to recount the history of this. Even Eli Drinkowitz, who was at Appalachian State when Arkansas was hiring a coach, did not want to come to Arkansas. He's from Alma. So to fault anybody for not being able to get a quality head coach is probably an error. Well, Sam Pittman's a great guy, and his second year was one of the most unexpectedly successful seasons in Razorback history. 9-4 coming off 3-7. But then it did regress some from then. But it also reminds me, Randy, that since 1950, Arkansas has hired 3 coaches that were not head coaches before they hired them. Other than that, every coach that was hired had been a head coach before they got here. The first was Otis Douglas, who in 1950 through 52 took on some of the most talented Razorback teams ever and was awful. He and Chad Morris have got to be the 2 worst coaches in school history. So that's one. The second one was Jack Crow. And the reason Frank Broyles hired him was Ken Hatfield caught Coach Broyles off guard for the only time I ever remember him being caught off guard. He thought Ken was there for years. But Ken, when he got a chance to go to Clemson, left because he felt like eventually he'd get fired, even though he was coming off 2 Cotton Bowl seasons. And Coach Broyles didn't have that intent, but that's how Ken saw it, and so he left. So he elevated Jack Crow, who got fired after 1 game of his 3rd season. Sam Pittman's outlasted them all. He also was never a head coach, but at least he's got the best bowl record in school history, 3-0. And so you can say, and if you look at Arkansas's bowl history, it's not very good. But his teams won all 3 of the bowl games. So you'd have to say, maybe it teaches you a lesson. Don't hire an assistant coach. You got to go hire a head coach. But you got to give Sam credit. He outperformed the other 2 by far. And so now you got to look for a head coach, which brings you, when you think about who the next head coach could be, if it's not Petrino, I know a lot of people will be higher on Barry Lunney. He's an Arkansas guy. I think about him. I love Barry Lunney. He's a wonderful human being. I consider him a friend. But you're taking a huge risk.
He's never been a head coach.
That's an offensive coordinator. You can say, well, he knows Arkansas and all that. That's right. But you're taking a huge risk. So I don't know who the candidates will be. I don't know who will end up being. But I do know that they need to hire a head coach. And Petrino has been a head coach. If it's not him, they need to hire a head coach.
Now,
I agree.
When Ken Hatfield caught Coach Broyles off guard, Coach Broyles had sent him a memo, no emails back in those days, asking him to replace some of his assistant coaches, which were family to him. And
right.
yeah,
actually he did that after the '87 season. I don't know if he did it after the '89 season because they just went to the Cotton Bowl 2 years in a row. But after '87, yes, he did want him to replace coaches, and Ken didn't, and that's why he left, because he felt like eventually that was going to be an eroding relationship, which it already was.
Exactly, and I was given a copy of the letter by one of the assistant coaches at the time, took it back and ran it on the 10 o'clock sports, blew it up and put it on the screen. It was right there in black and white.
Did you? How about that?
Okay. All right, we're going to take a chance.
I'm surprised that assistant coach who gave you that letter had a job even with Ken. That's not a good thing to do.
I think he was one of the ones they wanted replaced.
Probably so.
I know which one I got it from.
Okay, so Kramer's telling me to drop off this line so you can have Trey Biddy on. I'm going to hang up, and I'll be back with you at 5:30.
All right.
Very good. All right, while we wait on Trey, Dave, if you can hear me, I'm going to give you a countdown in 3, 2, 1. At that moment, I want you to start talking. We're not going to be able to respond to you. So, Dave, you have the floor in 3, 2, 1.
I don't think they can hear anything, by the way. I've been testing the lines independently back here, and I can't get anything. That's why we're trying to get Trey to do the tie line as opposed to the phone.
Okay, so what you're saying that I'm wasting my time to talk to
Yeah.
James.
I think we need to go the text and all the other ones right now.
Okay, that, and do that, and I'll just read for a while. All right, this from our D3
I'm on.
Auto
I can hear you.
Hey now!
Oh my goodness! Well, Trey, hold on. You get the you get a bonus today.
And now, Trey Biddy is brought to you by Crain Hyundai, Arkansas's #1 Hyundai dealer, and Genesis of Conway, Arkansas's only Genesis dealer. Genesis of Conway, the future of luxury today. Now, here's Trey Biddy.
All right, Trey, I started off by saying, okay, Trey, lots going on, so we'll just give you the floor, and you get to go whatever direction you want to. Well, why don't you do this? Why don't you talk about your great special first? Because I'm sure by the time you get through talking about things that maybe you might run out of time to talk about your special. Let's do that first.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate that, Randy, and we want to make it as easy as possible for Razorback fans to get all the best Razorback coaching search information and follow along for in-depth, informative content. And so we're going to do 2 months for $1. I mean, that's pretty good. That'll take you through the coaching search for $1. You get all the information at Hog Sports, HAWGsports.com, part of the 24/7 Sports Network. No promo code with that offer, the 75% off deal, but you will need a promo code for that, and that's HAWG, HAWG search 75. That's not case sensitive. It's just HAWG search 75, and you can get 75% off for the entire year, which breaks down. It comes out to $30 for the entire year, or 2 months for $1. Both easy ways to sign up and get all of our coaching search. And we definitely try to make it in-depth and informative, but also very entertaining, because what is it if it's not entertaining? That's what it's supposed to be about. So as far as everything else that has gone on since Saturday, obviously an incredibly disappointing performance, a quit, let go of the rope type of performance. And very interesting comments today. I mean, Bobby Petrino wakes up and chooses violence and fires a bunch of people, and really has to. I mean, if you're going to be taken serious and like, hey, I mean business, then you kind of got to. Now, obviously, the offense hasn't performed as well as it should, and I think there's probably a little bit of issues with the offense and the defense, because it all works together. Like, you almost feel like you have to score every single play because the defense isn't giving you anything. But it'll be real interesting to see Bobby Petrino strolling the sidelines as the guy in charge, as the head coach at Arkansas, and basically auditioning for this job. I think it's a very big uphill climb for him, and probably needs to get him back to a bowl game to really even be seriously considered for it. But it's interesting. 100 Yurchek's comments were interesting today, basically again saying, Sam Pittman didn't have the resources that he needed, but you know what, he's fired at the same time. And part of that is on Sam Pittman, because I just feel like there wasn't enough momentum behind him. Arkansas messed up some things in 2021, and to me that was on Yurachek as far as NIL. Of course, today he says we've got the NIL. We've got the package and the plan to take things up another level, and maybe that's something that just wasn't possible to get to with Sam Pittman as the head coach, and maybe it's something that people have, we'll get behind with a new face, with a little bit more hope, and we will see. Everything kind of worked against Sam Pittman, and I don't mean that as any kind of excuse for him, but because there was a lot of things that he did himself for a reason that Arkansas didn't get to where it needs to be. But, man, like the moment he arrived and then it's the COVID shut down, and, you know, the schedule has obviously been very challenging for him. But there, you know, there's been plenty of other things also. But you know, I've always been a little annoyed with like the time management stuff that that he has issue with. Houston Nutt called me last night. It was out of the blue, really. I hadn't talked to Houston Nutt on the phone in 17 years since he was like right after he was let go, and he'd come across the walk and talk. He'd never seen it before, and he was like. But I was getting dressed. I'd just gotten out of the shower. I was getting dressed, and I'd been trying to get a hold of a guy in Dallas, and this Dallas number pops up on my phone. So I call it back, thinking it's him, and it's Trey Biddy, Houston Nutt. And he talked to me about how much he liked the walk and talk, and how much he agreed with so much of the stuff that I was saying, about, I don't know, just kind of a lack of passion that we've had in this state. And he talked about some other things. We did some remember when and that kind of stuff. But he was always big on recruiting in-state players and talked a lot about that. Like why he wanted to know why Arkansas hadn't recruited more in-state, and it's just Sam got caught in a vicious cycle of having to win right away, and you couldn't invest any of your money hardly in high school talent. It was just all about getting guys who are ready to go, and that was a vicious cycle that was never going to end with Sam Pittman at Arkansas, because he was on the hot seat every season the last couple of years. So it almost seems like there was no way around it. I'm glad that he negotiated that buyout to get that money down a little bit to 62.5%, which is, probably good for both parties, because he probably would have gotten below 50%. Going under 500 this season if things had continued the way they were, and Arkansas was at 75% currently, not including his retainment bonus. That's not the word. I can't remember what it's. I don't know why I'm spacing on what it's called, but retention bonus. That it's going to be a little over $7 million. That he gets, and then you have buyouts and stuff for defensive coaching staff. All that stuff's paid out over a number of years, but I really hope they get this one right, man. I think that there are some interesting candidates out there. I've made the case before. I really like John Sumrall at Tulane. He did big things at Troy. He's doing really well at Tulane right now. They went 7-1 last year. They're 4-1 this season. The way people describe him to me is an obsessive, blue-collar, grinded-out, dedicated dog of a guy. That's how people have described him to me. People who have been around him talk about how much that he pushes them and how much they love him for it. And that is something that I feel like Sam Pittman kind of struggled at. I feel like he was always kind of worried about players entering the transfer portal, and we'd see it in spring football, guys being put in positions that they didn't even sniff when the season came around. Because of fears about entering the transfer portal, and you can't coach like that. You have to coach players hard. You have to have that tough love, and that's difficult to balance this day and age. So it's going to be really interesting next couple of months watching this thing unfold. Who are the names that start popping up? Where the momentum, rumor mill type of stuff, all that kind of stuff will be very interesting. We've never had. I was recounting the coaching searches that I've been through in my life, and the first taste of it I got, I think it was maybe the first year I was doing this. I think it was 2023 with Houston Nutt when Nebraska came calling. It looked like he was going to head to Nebraska, and I just remember thinking, this before all social media, and our message board was just going crazy. I don't even think we had 1,000 subscribers back then, and it was going nuts, and I was just like, wow, this is really crazy. And then the next year you got a little dose of it with the brief LSU courtship, and then the next thing, I remember Bobby Petrino just like pacing my house all the time, trying to make phone calls, talking to people, like late into the night, staying up all night following this coaching search because people were wanting information, and I just felt obligated to give it, And then after the Bobby Petrino stuff, the hiring of Brett Bielema, and then after him, the hiring of Chad Morris, and then the hiring of Sam Pittman, and now we've got another one, and that didn't even include all the stuff that's going on with basketball. So it's been, unfortunately, I've got a lot of experience covering coaches searches, but I'm looking forward to breathing a little bit of fresh air in this and hoping that the right hire is made. And there's so many things at the university that I'd like to see done differently. And I've mentioned like the game day atmosphere before. I just feel like it's sometimes comes off as so gimmicky. You know, you guys have been to all these SEC stadiums too. I mean, some of the stuff that you see at other venues, and maybe it has something to do with winning, but like even the Notre Dame games packed out, it just feel like there are things that they can do from an energy standpoint. I feel like a college football game should feel like you're at WrestleMania with some of the energy, and you know, like I think about Alabama and how the whole game feels like a sing-along with the crowd, or the energy that you feel at the start of a game against South Carolina. I feel like there are things that within this athletic department need to be changed, or need to look at somebody else to do it. You know, and there's even been talk with Hunter Yurachek. Some people talk like Hunter Yurachek won't even be the guy to do it, and other people are firmly behind Hunter Yurachek, and you know the board of trustees definitely sings behind him that he'll make this hire. But I mean, this hire right here, I mean, this is everything for Hunter Yurachek. He has got to make a hire that not only excites people, but down the road has success.
All right, Trey, let's talk about the resources. Where's all of a sudden this money now coming from?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, if you're talking about, and I realize it's, I think it was said today that Yurachek had to be phased out over 3 years. The money's going to be phased out over 3 years. The buyouts are going to be phased out over 3 years. Any buyout of any respectable coach, my understanding is, as an example, Dan Mullen of UNLV wants this job. His buyout is going to be $6 million.
Yeah.
That doesn't include probably the $8 million it's going to take to hire him. And then, on top of that, you've got a staff. So where all of a sudden is this new money coming from that poor Sam Pittman never was able to even sniff these kind of resources?
100%. And I think, I don't know if it's all there and accounted for, but Hunter acts like it's something that they're going to go get, because it's not just those salaries. And, you know, for like Dan Mullen, you mentioned his buyout. For anybody, like if a coach is in the early stages of his contract, his buyout's going to be substantial. You know, if he's like in year one, like Dan Mullen is. But, yeah, the way Hunter talks is like, we're good. We've got the resources that we need. We've got the finances we need. And by the way, we're also going to add an advanced scouting staff, and we're going to add this and that. And yeah, that stuff seems to be missing with Sam Pittman. And granted, that's a reason that, that's a reason maybe that you're not competing at the top of the SEC and winning championships and, you know, having a great record and stuff. But it's not the reason that you get your tails whipped 56-13. That is that's a let go of the road, not fighting for your coach kind of situation. But I think you had to have a refresh, because even if things had continued with Pittman, they perform well in a couple of games and they battle Notre Dame well, and he makes it through another year, I just don't ever feel like you're going to have the people behind you that you could have with a fresh start. And part of that is not Sam Pittman's fault. Part of that's Hunter Yurachek's fault. But it is what it is. As much as I hate that saying, it is what it is. And you needed a fresh start. And maybe that's part of the reason that they do feel like they will have some more energy behind the program. But Arkansas currently is the worst football program in the SEC, and it's also been a budget program. And if you put budget money into a program, you're going to get budget results. Arkansas has always had kind of a vibe of doing more with less. But look around this conference. I mean, everybody's paying. Everybody is invested in football. And I make the point all the time that Arkansas is a football state, and people will be like, no, it's not a football state. It's a baseball state. There's a tracks. As far as the stuff that people want to be good at, number one, people want to be good at football in this state, and I can tell by the traffic. 2 months for $1, guys. 2 months, $1. Hogsports.com. Follow the coaching search, making it easy for everybody.
What a deal. All right, Trey, we'll talk to you tomorrow. That is Trey Biddy.
Bye, guys.
Hogsports.com being brought to you by Crain Hyundai and Genesis of Conway.
Go to 1037thebuzz.com and register to win tickets to Foul and Flame, November 22nd in Desert. Get tickets and more info at foulandflame.com.
Mike Washington gets in the zone with Justin and DJ each week. Brought to you by Red River Auto Group. Visit redriverauto.com. Your next ride is waiting for you at Red River Auto Group.
Big savings are rolling now at Courtney Chevrolet. Take advantage of the $7,500 EV tax credit before September 30th. Drive a 2026 Trax or Trailblazer for just $249 a month. Or save up to $13,000 on new Silverados. Plus, we're paying up to 20% over Kelley Blue Book for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And right now, you can get it all with no payments until 2026. Stop by Courtney Chevrolet in Jacksonville today. Chevrolet, together, let's drive. With approved credit restrictions apply, see dealer for details.
Hi. This is Ted Upshaw from Accountable Roofing and Remodeling. Let us bring our over 30 years of experience to your next project. We are certified shingle masters, licensed, bonded, and insured. Are you one of the thousands of Arkansans who has received a non-renewal notice from your insurance company due to the age or condition of your roof? We can help. We offer multiple financing options, from help with your deductible all the way down for zero down for the entire project. Call today for your free evaluation, 501-621-0500, or visit us at accountablerr.com.
When you do something for over 50 years, you get really good at it. Like Bert here. He's been lifting weights for over 50 years. He can bench press a 400-pound nose guard, deadlift an elephant, even clean and jerk a truck filled with watermelons. Fantastic rep, Bert. We're a lot like Bert lifting weights, except we do it with insurance. Williamson Insurance with Auto Owners Insurance, protecting your business and your family for over 50 years.
I'm Dr. Lowry Barnes. When it comes to orthopedic care, there's no place like the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health. We built this hospital largest group of fellowship-trained right here for you at the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health, where motion lives and service leads.
Looking to upgrade your home without breaking the bank? Go to the Warehouse, 2011 North 2nd Street in Cabot, Arkansas's trusted source for quality flooring, including SPC vinyl waterproof flooring starting at $139 a square foot, tile starting at 59 cents a square foot, next-gen waterproof hardwood, and many other building materials at unbeatable prices. Contractor, home builder, or DIYer, we've got what you need, in stock and ready to go. Go see the Flooring King, the Warehouse at Natural State Wholesale, building better naturally.
I'm Alan LeVar. For 25 years, my team and I have helped injury victims across Arkansas. This is our home. We don't work for insurance companies, we work for you. Car crash, truck wreck, motorcycle collision. We know how to win, and if you can't come to us, we'll come to you. Your consultation is always free and confidential. Hurt in the car? Call LeVar. Arkansas strong for 25 years and ready when you need us. LeVar Law. Arkansas built, Arkansas trusted.
Live from the Eat My Catfish studios, you feed your crave for sports by listening to Drive Time Sports. Much like you feed your crave at any of the 7 Eat My Catfish locations. The #1 sports radio show in Arkansas. Drive Time Sports on the Buzz Radio Network.
You a heads up. I mean, this is we're trying to get out in front of this, and that is this Thursday night only at the Riverfront Steakhouse, Wyndham Hotel in North Little Rock. Double F has made it so simple. I mean, so simple. Here it is: 6-ounce filet, those fantastic world famous rolls with the mound of butter. You get the option here. You get you get the mashed potatoes or the baked potato, as DB likes to call it, the canoe-sized baked potato. $29.50, just $29.50. If you want to add lobster to it, add on $10 more for $39.50 total. $39.50 total. So that's for the 6-ounce filet, the mound of butter combined with those delicious rolls, the mashed potato, the baked potato, $29.50. And if you want the lobster, add $10 more for a total of $39.50. Folks, it don't get any easier than that and any better than that. And you need to make your reservation for this Thursday only at the Riverfront Steakhouse, Wyndham Hotel in North Little Rock, 501-371-9000, 501-371-9000. Ask for Uncle Shapur or Cousin William. That is the Riverfront Steakhouse, a Wyndham Hotel in North Little Rock. That is Thursday night only. What a great special. Rick Schaeffer, Ray Tucker, I'm Randy Rainwater, joined now by Brad Bowie, the GM right here of Crain Hyundai in North Little Rock. End of the month. What does that mean? What does that mean? End of the month.
Best deals you can get. Today and tomorrow. We're not missing car deals. You looking for a new car, come down here and we'll get you in one.
What about that Black Book? You had $1,000 over Black Book last week or 2 weeks ago.
That's right. I think what I'm going to do for today and tomorrow, I've got to sell 11 more.
Oh, 11. We're down from 13 to 11.
I need 11 new cars.
Okay.
And I'm going to do no payments until 2026.
Wow.
Those 11 cars. No payments.
No payments.
Yep. On top of all the other incentives from the manufacturer, no payments till January 2026.
Sweet. So let's say I want the 2025 Tucson, and I've got a lease payment of $279 a month. That means I don't have a lease payment until.
No, leases are different.
Your
okay. First payment on your lease is due when you drive off the lot on it. This regular financing with a lender. Leases are a little bit different.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to make sure. Just wanted to make sure.
Need to let everybody know that. Just
wanted to be sure. And the other note that I've got here is the 2026 Palisade. The more I look at that Palisade, the better I like it.
They're picking up. It's a new model. They're completely redesigned. Real luxury vehicle for half the price of some of those other vehicles out there with some of the options that come on them.
All right, let's cut the chase. Who's the next coach at Arkansas? Let's cut the chase.
You, Randy.
I told you during the break. That's how I responded to a friend. I'm out walking. Rick, Ray, I'm out walking. I hadn't heard from this person, and I can't tell you how long. It was very simple. Who's going to be the next head coach? I text back, and I said, me. I said, I'm in line for a good pay raise. I could use a nice pay bump.
That was a cut.
And
yeah, well, I think we just need to see what Bobby does for the rest of the season, and trust that the board of trustees is going to make the right decision this time around, and whoever makes the hire, that it's one that's similar to I think it's got to be as big as what the basketball hire was. If you want to make a splash and you get the right coach in there, whether that's somebody that's up and coming. As a fan, I'm excited to see what goes on the rest of the season.
All right, from an economical standpoint, you're a businessman. Economical standpoint, would not the best hire that comes with not all these other strings attached, and what I mean by that is, how much is that guy's buyout going to be, so forth and so on. Now, you can think, on the other hand, there's an Ed Orgeron that probably wouldn't have a buyout. A Jimbo Fisher would not
Mullen.
have.
Urban
well, no,
Meyer,
Dan Mullen.
Jimbo Fisher?
Yeah.
You're going to bring Jimbo Fisher?
No,
I'm just throwing names out, Rick, without having buyouts attached. I don't think Jimbo Fisher has a buyout attached. Why not? If Bobby Petrino can correct this ship and get it back to being competitive,
I think you've got to go that route.
There's no buyout with Bobby.
Yeah.
and give him the resources to go out.
I'm in. I was there when he came to the Touchdown Club 6 years ago, and all I could think of is April Fool's Day. That was boy.
Well, that is Nightmare on Elm Street. All right, this is from our D3 Auto Sales Buzz text line. Sounds criminal asking for each household to give $50 or $100 a month for the last few years, knowing we were not set up to compete at a high level in the SEC. Because I know every fan believed that if Hunter knew we were not, when did he have that revelation? I don't think he's had that revelation for a while.
You know what, Randy? What
he just let us know about it 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, he did.
Randy, what I read into what was said earlier was the fact that when Don Tyson and Stephen stepped up for Calipari, there have been people behind the scenes, big money people, who weren't in support of Sam Pittman. And now that Pittman's gone, and Hunter knew they were there, that they've reached out and they're coming out of the woodwork.
I don't know if they're out of the woodwork, but I do believe that you're onto something. I think there are some people that thought, hey, if you'll go out and get us a quality head coach, then we'll kick in. But who are they? And maybe there are a lot of multimillionaires in Arkansas. I don't know, because you're going to talk about several $1 million to do this. But I think you're right, Ray. I think there are people who were reluctant to give before that will now.
It's going to be interesting. All right, this is from our D3 Auto Sales Buzz text line. Live stream practicing. He's got a great fundraising idea. Live stream practices the next few days. I hope BP throws out the depth chart and starts fresh. There's going to be a different level of accountability. I don't think there's any issue or any question about that.
Live stream practices and like they charge for you to watch it, that might be a way to.
I guess so. And you'd have to pay millions of dollars, I guess, to watch it.
I think the best thing I've heard in the last 2 days was Coach Nutt this morning telling them to, on the morning show this morning, he said, what was it? He said, get them in a room and, either get in or get out. He's got a good way of getting kids to rise to a level and compete. So,
buy in or not?
Buy in or get out. Yeah.
Where's your personal pride?
Well, we've been raising that question, Raymond, for
I know that, but I'm just saying.
Several weeks. Where is the pride? You would think there would be pride attached to this. This is from our D3 Auto Sales Buzz text line. JW says Sam Pittman got fired for not doing a great job, no matter what excuses look like. Somebody needs to be fired at the Buzz months and months. Okay. Okay, we're not, JW, we're not happy about the phone lines either.
Yeah, so nobody here's happy about this.
If you think we're happy about this, you never mind.
Yeah, the best, the busiest sports day of the year, and tie lines and phones go down. By the way, the phones are back up, and they're currently running. And I just got a text from Acre. Says that Dave Ward Drive, there's an accident there. Traffic is backed up about a mile for people heading westbound on I-40. Might want to choose an alternate route. Traffic and phones together.
What are you saying? Are you saying we can open these lines back up? Is that what you're saying?
You know what? I got my fingers crossed for Jess.
All right, we're going to talk to Jess.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me catch up with you two. Because mine was not saying that. Mine was saying that things were still on hold.
No,
I texted
you and Rick and everybody to let you know the phones are back.
Yeah.
Okay, let's try it. Jess, good afternoon.
Hello?
Welcome to Drive Time Sports.
I'm going to hope that you hear me.
Yes, can you hear
opinion.
us? Yes. Jess, can you hear us?
I watch a lot of football, fellas.
Jess, I was just wondering what you're
talking
about.
What I look for is effort.
Yeah.
And also the reason behind the effort. And if you think about who benefited from that game Saturday, the number one benefit was that head coach for Notre Dame, Mr. Freeman.
Yeah.
And if you think about the motivations behind that, I feel like for many years now, black athletes have been shaving games to benefit black head coaches and black quarterbacks.
No.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Okay.
Next.
Next. Okay. Let's see. Okay. I was talking about this earlier. I need to get an update because I drove through the lot, Brad. I drove through the lot purposely looking for those loaners. How are we doing right now on the loaners?
I sold one over the weekend. I've got 18 left.
18 left.
18 of them.
So what's the mix of vehicles?
I think there's a little bit of everything out there. A couple Elantras, Tucsons, Santa Fe's. There's a Palisade or two over there. There's 2 or 3 Santa Cruzes, which is Hyundai's truck. And that would sum it up.
Do any of those need my expertise by driving them and making sure they get my gold stamp of approval?
Sure.
Okay. Just want to
set you up an appointment to come drive a couple of them.
I like the way that's said. Okay. This from our D3 Auto Sales Buzz text line. How does Hunter Yurchek keep his job with countless episodes of incompetence? Kevin Scanlon for AD. I thought Kevin looked outstanding. I mean, that's the first time I'd seen Kevin in several years.
Me too.
Man.
Great. And it was so nice of him to
a
be down there
little
scoring.
gray now, or
at least he's
but
got
he's
some.
got
Right?
some.
Yeah, at least he's got some.
But hey, great to see him escorting Lou Holtz. He was very tight
Yes.
with Lou Holtz. That was great. Sad to see Coach Holtz in a walker, but that's he's 88 years old, and things like that do happen. But it was great that he was there. Great that he was there.
It was a shame. It was a shame, Rick, that they could not have had Coach Holtz during one of those timeouts during the game, but I understand how difficult it would have been to get him onto the field and get him off the field, because I didn't realize he had to use a walker to get around either. So I understood why. But I thought, man, I wish that he could have gotten the recognition he deserved actually during the game, not before the game.
Well, there was more people there for the beginning of the game. So,
that's true, too.
Conversation
Back
with
in a
live
moment.
fan feedback at 1037thebuzz.com. Presented on Drive Time Sports by Aero Truck Sales. Find them online at aerotruck.com.
Power plus speed plus exhilaration equals the fabulous English sports car, the Lotus Emira. You want it. You need it. Play this month at Saracen Casino and qualify for the drawing on Saturday, October 25th. Incomparable, captivating, intoxicating. Lotus Emira, the world's best-sounding automobile. It can be yours from Lotus of Nashville and Saracen Casino.
Saracen Casino Resort, Vegas, Arkansas style.
Gambling problem? Call 800-GAMBLER.
We got the big deals at the Big Rock. Got the big deals at the Big Rock.
Hey Arkansas, it's Terry Harrison at the Big Lot, where you'll find the biggest selection, the biggest savings, and now you'll find Big Steve Landers.
That's right, Arkansas. I'm back in the car business at the Big Lot. Don't be confused. The real Steve Landers deals are at Chris Crain Dodge Jeep Ram.
Come see me and Big Steve at the Big Lot, Chris Crain Dodge Jeep Ram, Alco Road in Benton.
The Big Lot Benton.
Growing up, fall was my favorite time of year. On Saturdays, I'd watch college football all day with my friends, and on Sunday, we all played travel baseball, which was a lot of fun, but as the weather got cooler, it took a bit longer to warm up, and if you're coaching or just watching your kids play, I'm sure that nagging pain returns with that cool air. Hey everybody, Josh Neighbors here for QC Kinetics. It's time to stand up and fight that pain, and the folks at QC Kinetics are here to help. You can get a free consultation. Exercise your freedom to look beyond the options. This is not surgery. This is not pills. It's a simple injection that uses cellular level treatments from your own body. No hospital stay, fast and natural with no downtime. So call them today and get that free consultation scheduled. And that free consultation could be the spark that leads you to achieving that pain-free lifestyle year-round that you've been looking for. Call 501-214-5880. That's 501-214-5880.
Superstars Joe Klein and Pat Bradley for Arkansas's #1 sports app, Bet Saracen.
Joe, you know the main difference between Bet Saracen and those other guys?
Definitely. Easier to navigate. Always good parlays. Plus lots of fun choices. Like ping pong.
right there on the app.
But the real difference are those special promos.
Brand new players get a 100% profit boost just for downloading the Bet Saracen app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-GAMBLER.
It's hot outside in Arkansas, but you can cool off in style at Hubbard Power Sports, Can-Am, and Sea-Doo of Russellville. Whether you're racing across the waves or just soaking up the sun, we've got the latest and greatest Sea-Doo personal watercraft and Sea-Doo switch pontoons to turn up the fun and beat the heat. Come in today to check out our awesome deals, take advantage of rates as low as 0% on select models, and get the perfect ride for the rest of your summer adventures. Fast, friendly service, and a whole lot of splash. Come see us in Russellville or at HubbardPowersports.com.
Now, back to Drive Time Sports, live from the Eat My Catfish studios. Eat fresh, eat local, eat my catfish. The #1 sports radio show in Arkansas. Drive Time Sports on the Buzz Radio Network.
All right, welcome back to Drive Time Sports on the Buzz Radio Network. Try and reschedule. Okay. There you go. There you go, Dr. Google.
Yeah, I just sent a message to him.
Okay, very good. Okay, now what we're going to do, by the way, Crain Hyundai, North Little Rock, Warden Road, that's the access road right off of 167-67. And we are down to counting down the end of the month. So that means Brad, I've never seen the look on his face. I've never seen the body language, but he did give me one note of encouragement, and that is we were down from 13 to 11.
That's right.
Because you told me 13 at the very beginning. So at least we do know we need 11 more between now and tomorrow.
For the close of business tomorrow night.
So you have said you've already, I mean, I've watched you roll up your sleeves. You've been flexing your muscles, and well, okay, never mind. But you're saying you are going to be, you may be too young for this. You remember Monte Hall? Let's make a deal.
Oh, yeah, I remember. My mom was on that show when I was a kid.
You're kidding.
No, we were down there on vacation. I guess I was probably 7 or 8. I remember it, yeah. She was dressed up as the grapes from the Fruit of the Loom.
Oh, my gosh. What did she win? Did she win anything?
No, she never got called on, but she was.
Oh, no. Yeah. She dressed up like a Fruit of the Loom, a grape, but never got the call.
Yeah, I remember.
Oh, how disappointing.
I still watch that show today just because I was there when I was a kid.
How cool.
Yeah,
so
I remember.
You're ready to become Monte Hall, though. You're gonna make a deal with somebody.
I'm gonna make 11 of them, Randy. 11 deals of the day. No payments until 2026 on new cars, and you get all your Hyundai incentives. And then on your pre-owned vehicles I've got over there, I'm still going to do the $1,000 above black book value for your trade-in. But you know the push is on those new cars. You know that manufacturer sets a goal for us every month, and we haven't missed it. I think we've missed it one time this year, and I don't want it to be a second time this month. So we are pushing for some new cars. So I'm not going to miss a new car deal. You know, come in here, and if you don't like the offer we give you, you make an offer, and if I accept it, then you're going to run out of here in a new Hyundai.
Elantra, Santa Fe,
Sonata, Palisade, Santa Cruz, Tucson's. I got some Venues out here. It's a small, 19,995 car.
Is the Ioniq in there?
The Ioniq, yeah, I've got a couple of those. I'm going upwards of $20,000 off on.
Oh my!
That ends tomorrow. That one there is going to end, and it probably won't come back. The big beautiful bill, you lose that tax credit, and that's figured in there.
Oh, that's that. Yeah, that's tomorrow.
That's tomorrow. So if you're looking for an EV vehicle and want to save yourself $7,500 between 24-hour period, then tomorrow's the last day for that. And I've got a good side. We've sold one of those today. They sold this month a little bit better. They sold last month, and, you know, I've got 4 or 5 of them left. So, you know, if you're interested in one of those, don't miss out. They're a fine vehicle for being an EV vehicle.
Absolutely. All right. This is our D3 Auto Sales Buzz text line. Rick, I understand the players have ownership in their play, but they're not 100%. They were not put in the right position by the coaches.
In the right position by the coaches. They might have been in the right position of the coaches and never moved from those positions. We don't know. We don't know. But I can say this: coaches pay the price for that. Arkansas's defense for the last 3 weeks has not been good, and therefore the coaches were fired too. But you tell me that they made effort no matter where they were. You can still run to where the ball is. If you're out of position, you can run toward there as if you were intending to tackle somebody. Again, this is very unusual for me. I hate doing this. I've never been critical of players, but it was astonishing to watch it. So
it was fair. What you're saying is very fair.
Yeah, the coaches paid the price. I get it. Do they deserve some of the blame? Sure they do. Absolutely. And they got fired. But
that's all very fair.
There's enough blame to go around with everybody. You can't excuse them while they're in the wrong position.
All right, this is our D3 Auto Sales Buzz text line. The whole team quit Saturday, and they want us to pay more money. LOL. Those twitting thumbs down just shows you they don't play for their brother next to them. They're only here for themselves.
Well, again, we're being hard on players. We don't know if that's the case for all of them. That's not the case for all of them. I wish Monte Harrison, I hope he's going to be with us today. I wish he were still playing.
We're going to reschedule.
Okay, reschedule him. Yeah, because I think he could help. It's great to have some kind of leadership. I thought Taylon Green was very subdued in the post-game interview, which is something you rarely see from him, and he was trying to take ownership. But he can't take all the ownership. So let's see what happens.
I loved Monte Harrison when he's got the one leg that's in the walking boot. He's on the little bitty scooter. And when Jaylen Brown has that horrific injury in the end zone, who was right there at his side? Besides, I'm talking about Monte was right there beside his brother on the ground, Jaylen Brown. Had no clue what he was saying to him, what he had said to him. No one knows what was said.
Yeah.
But you know he was giving his utmost support.
Oh, yeah.
And is this concerning? And this is an observation. I've seen this now, where when a player goes down like that, the entire team huddles.
That didn't happen.
Sheer feet away from that injured player.
Yeah.
There may have been 20 or more, not many more than 20, that at least came over. But the remainder of that team stayed right there in the team box. That is alarming.
Yeah, the whole game was alarming.
I would want every one of my team out there supporting. We've seen kids get down on one knee, and you hope they're praying for that injured player. I did not see that Saturday. All right, John, we're going to do this if you're ready to roll, in 3, 2, 1. Oh, well, John. How about Terry? Shall we do Terry in 3, 2, 1? Terry.
All right, guys, I'm going to try this. I don't know if it works out or not. First of all, we've got to get behind Petrino. We've got to support him. If Petrino does not get the job, I think the Memphis head coach would be a good candidate. I've also got to say one thing. That last call was the most disrespectful, disgracing thing of Razorback football I've ever heard. Ever.
Well, that's why
Lane Kiffin's not black. The Memphis coach is not black. So where do you even come up with this from? You do not represent the Razorback Nation. You need to go on somewhere else. Bye.
That's why we cut him off. Randy was good enough to cut him off. That was absurd, and if those people that didn't hear it, we're not going to repeat it.
I don't know if Randy cut him off or I did, but we got him out there.
I think he.
When I heard that where he was headed, I cut him off.
Yeah. I do hope people will be supportive of Petrino, whether they believe he ought to be the coach or not. There's 7 football games left, and here's the thing that's got to be concerning the athletic department after last Saturday. 4 of them are at home. And while the tickets are sold, you still want people in the stands. I think how Arkansas plays at Tennessee will determine some of the attendance for the rest of the year.
You're correct.
If they go out and lay an egg again, the following week you can't expect anywhere close to a sellout. You maybe be lucky to have 50,000 fans. But if Arkansas goes to Tennessee and they're competitive, play hard, whether they win or not, if they just give great effort, then I think people will respond. And again, if you already bought a ticket, you might as well come, right? And hopefully they'll give you a reason to stay.
I got to believe, just knowing Coach Petrino, there's going to be a level now of accountability.
Oh, yeah.
You don't perform, you don't give effort, then you're not going to be out there on the playing field. You're not going to be representing Arkansas with the kind of effort going forward under Bobby Petrino. I can't believe that. All right, let's step aside. Hour number 2 straight ahead. Drive Time Sports will continue from Crain Hyundai in just a moment.
Number 3.
Get your tickets now for the 2025 Hoops for St. Jude Tip-Off Classic as the Arkansas men's team takes on the Memphis Tigers on October 27th at the FedEx Forum. Learn more at stjude.org/hoops and be a part of the action.
The 2025 Arkansas State Fair Concert Series is here. We're turning up the volume and the rock. So get ready because we're bringing 38 Special October 12th at 6 o'clock p.m. That's right, 80s rock and roll icons, 38 Special at Barton Coliseum. Plus, get free fair admission with any concert ticket purchase. Buy now at ArkansasStateFair.com and get ready to rock. We can't wait to see y'all there at the 85th Arkansas State Fair.
Ray Tucker with good news for enthusiasts of Triumph motorcycles. Honda of North Little Rock now carries the legendary classics and cutting-edge rides. We have the Bonneville Bobber, Daytona 600, the TF450X, the Stunning Elvis Presley Edition, and the Rocket 3 Evel Knievel. You get the idea. Come see us at Honda of North Little Rock, your family fun headquarters.
Caleb Wooden gets in the zone with Justin and DJ, courtesy of Blue Collar Consulting, helping business owners lead with confidence and plan with purpose. Online at bluecollargrowth.com.
The great American pastime. Do you smell that? That's the smell of I think I'm ready. On 103.7 The Buzz. KABC Little
in the car. He was hit at the Moore Street Railroad crossing on Saturday night. Police say the driver ran off and has not been identified. Anyone with information about who may have been driving is asked to call police. And the NTSB and FAA are investigating a plane crash in Jefferson County. The sheriff's office says a small plane went down near Blankenship Road Friday afternoon. Deputies, firefighters, and EMS rushed to help the pilot, who was the only person on board. They have not identified the pilot or said what condition that person is in at this time. For the Buzzed Radio Network, I'm KARK's Gary Burton Jr.
If you don't already have the Bet Saracen Sports Wager app, download it today from the app stores or go to BetSaracen.com. Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports betting app.
Weather from the Fletcher Weather Center with KARK's Juliana Cullen.
Temperatures today will be warming up into the mid-80s, so about 5 degrees above average for this time of year. A few clouds will roll in overnight tonight and into your Tuesday, but it looks like we'll pretty much be staying above average for the rest of this upcoming week. This is meteorologist Juliana Cullen with the Arkansas Storm Team with your forecast for the Buzz Radio Network.
Fletcher Dodge wants to buy your car. We'll buy any make or model, and we'll pay you more than anyone else. Please, turn your old car into cash at Fletcher Dodge in Sherwood.
Catch Quinn Grovey each Thursday this football season on The Zone. Get insight from one of Arkansas's best, brought to you by Conway Wealth Management. Conway Wealth Management, planning today for your tomorrow. Take control of your financial future and call or visit Conway Wealth Management today, 501-358-3994.
Or visit ConwayWealthManagement.com.
Securities and financial planning offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor, member FINRA SIPC.
Your favorite sports season is back, and the sports team at Courtney Buick GMC isn't playing fantasy football this month. They're offering fantasy financing. If you're currently in a vehicle situation that is not ideal, it's your best bet to turn that around. They're ready to sack your current payment with 2025 Invista at just $199 a month and 2025 Sierra Crew Cabs at up to 20% below MSRP. If you're interested in EVs, don't fumble and miss the $7,500 tax credit that's going away on September the 30th. Plus, you can couple that tax credit with 0% on the Hummer EV. Guadney Buick GMC is making the biggest play of the year with their $20,000 in negative equity assistance program back for September only. Get rid of up to $20,000 in negative equity during Guadney Buick GMC's fantasy financing all month long. We're next to Sam's Club in North Little Rock. Give us a call, 501-945-4444. GMC, we are professional grade.
I'm Dr. Lowry Barnes. When it comes to orthopedic care, there's no place like the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health. We built this hospital just for you, with state-of-the-art surgical suites, advanced technology, and the state's largest group of fellowship-trained orthopedic surgeons. It's the best place in Arkansas to get you moving again. And if you need urgent orthopedic care, UAMS Ortho Now is right here for you at the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health, where motion lives and service leads.
This is the Pigskin Preacher, bringing you the word. In Spike Lee's excellent film, Do the Right Thing, Ozzie Davis as DeMare calls Lee's Mookie over to tell him something important. Always do the right thing, Mookie. That's it? That's it. I got it. I'm gone. As far as philosophies go, this is a pretty good one. Don't violate your conscience. Don't ruin your good name and reputation. And don't compromise your character and values. Always do the right thing, regardless of what everybody else is doing. Stop by and register at your nearest Doublebee's for your chance to win a brand new Bad Boy 550 four-wheel drive side-by-side, purchased from the Bad Boy Superstore in Searcy. This terrific Bad Boy vehicle will be given away in a special broadcast of Drive Time Sports October the 8th. Need not be present to win.
Car wreck? Call Rainwater Holt in Sexton.
888-8888.
8 for a fast response. 8 for results. 8 for Arkansas.
Anywhere in the state, dial 8.
888-8888.
Attorneys Michael Rainwater and Bob Sexton.
We got the big deals at the Big Rock. Got the big deals at the Big Rock.
Hey Arkansas, it's Terry Harrison at the Big Lot, where you'll find the biggest selection, the biggest savings, and now you'll find Big Steve Landers.
That's right, Arkansas. I'm back in the car business at the Big Lot. Don't be confused. The real Steve Landers deals are at Chris Crain Dodge Jeep Ram.
Come see me and Big Steve at the Big Lot. Chris Crain Dodge Jeep Ram, Alco Road in Benton.
The Big Rock Benton.
Fun Monday edition of Morning Mayhem is in the books. I want to thank all of our guests, Chris Kane, as well as Kevin Scanlon, also Houston Dale Nutt, Bill Vickery, Pat Bradley, and you in graffiti. Tomorrow, Justin Moore is back. John Daly is here. Bruce James as well. More reaction to Sam Pittman being fired and also Bobby Petrino taking over the Hogs program. It's all coming up 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. right here on 103.7 The Buzz.
Live from the Eat My Catfish studios, it's time for Arkansas's #1 caller-driven sports show. It's Drive Time Sports on the Buzz Radio Network with your hosts, Randy Rainwater and Rick Schaeffer. Lock it in and get ready to dial us up. Drive Time Sports is on the air.
Hour number 3 of Drive Time Sports here on the Buzz Radio Network. Rick Schaeffer. Standing by in Northwest Arkansas, I'm Randy Rainwater today from Crain Hyundai in North Little Rock, right off of 167-67 on the access road, Warden Road, where the deals are red hot. And you heard from Brad a few moments ago, 11. Hold up 2 fingers, 11. We need 11 more to meet that quota given by the factory. So come make your best deal. And Brad said no payments until 2026. Sweet. And with that being said,
Ray Tucker on Drive Time Sports is brought to you by Gwatney Buick GMC.
That is sweet, Randy.
That is sweet. I told you. I said sweet. Before we go to Tom, hopefully we'll go to Tom, but I'll read this from our D3 Auto Sales Buzz text line. Rick said the player's effort was beyond belief. Does that mean it's unbelievable, Rick?
No, it was beyond my comprehension to understand how they played, but it was believable because I saw it.
We did see it.
Yeah.
It was kind of, and using that word unbelievable,
it was unusual.
It was unbelievable how badly they did play. How little, it was unbelievable because I had to believe it because I could see it.
Well, here's the thing. Our Arkansas fans are used to great effort. Arkansas doesn't win them all. Arkansas may never win another national championship in our lifetime, maybe ever in football. We don't know. Maybe they will, and wouldn't that be great? But we could always count on players playing hard. You know, Gino Bell works with us on the broadcast. Gino Bell played for Danny Ford. 3 of the years that Gino played, Arkansas was 4-7. They did finish 8-5 and won the SEC Western Division in 1995. But those guys were tough and they played hard, and they never gave up, and they never quit playing hard. And so, you know, I've said before, for Gino watching that, or even for Marcus Elliott watching that, because you know you had to play hard for Lou Holzer, for Ken Hatfield. It's got to be difficult to watch little effort. Now, if you play hard and lose, I don't think anybody's going to complain unless you just make stupid mental mistakes. But when you don't play hard, Arkansas fans get upset, and then you get home, and then you turn on the television, and there's LSU and Ole Miss going at each other with everything they've got, and there's Alabama and Georgia going at each other with everything that they've got, and there's Mississippi State taking Tennessee to overtime, and you're sitting there thinking. And there's Vanderbilt at 5-0, and you're thinking, maybe Kentucky, maybe Arkansas and Kentucky, maybe Kentucky's as bad as Arkansas, but and Arkansas
Kentucky's 15, Arkansas 16.
But they're right. They could be a tie for 15. And again, let's don't forget the 4 games before that. They lost 2 games they could have won. They won 2 games. We're thinking about 1 game. They were awful, and we've seen Arkansas bounce back from awful and be okay. So if the effort is
the effort against Memphis was not there either. It was not there either.
I don't know about
and
that.
And it was personified on that last play with a quarterback, backup quarterback.
True. Yeah, right. But hey, Arkansas but still, for all of that, and I know Ole Miss scored 28 points and didn't have a possession without scoring in the first half, but for all of that, Arkansas's offense played well enough to give them a chance to win if they hadn't fumbled. So you can't fault the whole team.
No, I'm talking about the defense. There was no effort on defense against Memphis.
So
Saturday,
So basically, we're the new Vanderbilt in the SEC.
Yes, that is very true.
Right now, today, Arkansas is not as good as Vanderbilt today. And I can't remember.
Do you remember, Rick?
They play Vanderbilt, but it's been a while.
Do you remember when a couple of years ago how we joked and laughed? This was at the SEC football media days when Clark Lee, the head coach of Vanderbilt, said they were going to win it all.
He said they're
and we thought,
number 1 in the
what
nation.
a joke!
Yeah,
what a joke!
Yeah.
Now they're doing it with a 19-year quarterback who's been playing for 19 years, but that's okay.
And he
all
has
right, we're going to try this again.
He's not coming back for year 20 next year. He's already made that announcement.
All right, so Tracy, if you Dr. Google, are you telling the callers we're going to try this?
Yes,
Okay.
what I'm telling them. So anybody that calls in, you can hear us when we're on hold. When we put you on hold, you can hear everything, but as soon as we go live, you can't. So they know to give us a take and then hang up and listen.
Okay. So here we go, Tracy. In 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, I just wanted to say something about, he was talking about how tough they was back in the mid-'90s under Danny Ford stuff. I can remember sitting in Little Rock playing LSU and in the freezing rain. And at the end of the game, there wasn't maybe 10,000 people left in the stands, but I was one of them. And like I told them, I wasn't going to quit. As long as the players didn't quit, I wasn't going to quit on them. I didn't care what the score was.
Good for you.
Didn't care what our record was. As long as the players don't quit, I wouldn't quit on them. But them players Saturday quit. And that was hard to watch. That's all I got to say. Thank you.
Well, it was hard.
Thank
to
you,
watch,
Tracy.
I think again that's why fans lost. They didn't left. They didn't leave because Arkansas was way behind. They left because it was hard to watch the way they were playing. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
And I think in light of 4 coaches being fired, I'm not sure if players or coaches still on the staff are listening to us right now. I don't think they disagree, or they couldn't get angry. You just have to say, okay, we need to do what it takes to not encounter this. And people that know me know I am rarely critical. This was way out of my comfort zone, but you can't just sit there and watch that and say, well, everything's going to be better.
You can't dock a player's pay.
I don't know if you can or not.
I'm going to.
I'll be looking into it.
Yeah.
Problem is, most of these kids now are getting their money up front, so
are they?
Maybe that's what needs to change.
They shouldn't.
No, they should not.
You know, Randy, they don't pay us up front. They at the end of a pay.
No, they don't.
After we've been on for a couple of weeks, they pay us.
No, they do not. All right, we're going to try this again. And John, in 3, 2, 1.
Hey guys, great show. Love it always. One of the things that always kind of questioned my mind is since Hunter got there was he was always talking about raising money, but then, Touchdown Club a couple weeks ago, he gave the stark reality of we ain't got it. My questions really are around, he's the HMFIC who's supposed to be raising money. So what the heck has he been doing? Players come today for money more than anything else. I wish it was the other way around, and I wish that they would play for the school, but we know they play for coaches and they play for money. So I love what Bobby's going to do, hopefully, would kind of lay the law down and say, look, if you're coming here, get on board or get out. The reality also is, how are we going to try to pay these players where it's now legal compared to the days with, the SMU back in the day that was doing it. So what can we do better to get the players on board financially, but also to develop them and get the good players that want to play for Arkansas and pay them a little bit? Thank you.
Yeah, those are good points. But, here's what's interesting. We can sit here and say, oh, maybe some of them are complacent and don't play because they're getting paid. They're getting paid at LSU. They're getting paid at Ole Miss. They're getting paid at these other schools.
Getting paid at Memphis.
Yeah, so they're not as much, but yeah, none of these guys are playing for free anymore. So that's really not an excuse because other guys are handling this. And again, I don't want to get into that. We don't know if that's the reason. We don't know. We don't know. If these guys can play better, I've got to believe with this change they will. Maybe they're not capable. And if they're not, then we're barking up the wrong tree.
All right, this from our D3 Auto Sales Buzz text line. Aaron, all the way out in San Diego, California.
Wow.
Says, what do y'all think of this? Head coach Joe Brady. I mentioned Joe Brady a couple of weeks ago. I love Joe Brady.
But not a head coach. He's not a head coach.
He's not a head coach, and now I'm tending to lean that direction that unless you've got head coaching experience, I'm with you, Rick. Glenn Schumann, who is the defensive coordinator at Georgia, Of course, Georgia got kind of roughed up on Saturday against Alabama. Do you hire as full-time Bobby P as your athletic director? I don't think Bobby's ready for that. I don't think Bobby wants to be athletic director.
I don't think he's a fundraising guy.
He's a coach. He doesn't want to be AD.
At the end of the season, if we finish decent and go bowling with Bobby P as interim head coach, if Arkansas ends up going to a bowl game this season, I don't think there's any argument, at least not in my book.
Yeah.
Bobby Petrino is your next coach at Arkansas.
That's what I would think. You look at this schedule, there's 7 games left. 5 of them are against ranked teams. One of them's against Mississippi State, whose only loss is to Tennessee in overtime. The other one's against Auburn, and they've lost to 2 really good teams. So, yeah, if they win 4 games against this schedule, that would be amazing.
That would be amazing. That would almost be unbelievable at this point.
Gosh.
All right, this
You love that word.
James, get ready in 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, thank you guys for taking my call. My question to y'all is, what do y'all think about Hunter Yurachek? Will he be fired? And do y'all also think that there's a chance we could land somebody like Dabo Swinney if we do not get Bobby Petrino? I'm going to hang up and listen.
That's a real interesting one. I think Sports Illustrated is the only one that suggested that, thinking that Dabo Swinney, suggesting that Arkansas hired John Calipari at a time that Kentucky fans weren't that upset that he left. And they got him. He's rejuvenated. I'm not sure Clemson fans would be that upset if Dabo Swinney left right now. The guy's won 2 national championships. 2! And yet you're saying you might not be upset if he left. But if he were available, would he also be in a position to say, I'm going to prove these guys that I can win? Now, is that even a possibility?
He's going to have to change, though, Rick.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He's going to have to change.
Well,
he does not like NIL, and he does not like the transfer portal.
Well, that would have to change, and we'll see. Obviously, neither did Calipari, but he built his team this last 2 years with good freshmen, but also transfer portal. So you can adjust. As far as the AD's concerned,
No, he would have to.
It's interesting that Hunter was asked that today. Do you expect to be the coach hiring the AD hiring the next coach? He said nobody. The only thing he'd say is nobody's told me otherwise. So that's all we know.
I will say this: Sam Pittman had been on the hot seat for a good while. Hunter Yurachek's on the hot seat.
You think so?
I think so.
Should be.
I think he's on the hot seat.
Should be.
And let's say this for Sam. Again, he pulled that job he never expected. Again, well, let's go back to that second season, 9-4. Man, that was some kind of season when you think of the teams they beat that year. And then 2 more bowl wins after that. I like the arrangement they made. They paid him less than he was owed. Not a lot less. He's still going to make a lot of money. But they paid him less than he was owed. So he'll end up getting about $8.5 million, I think, when you figure it all out. Paid over 3 years, but they did not require him to go look for another job, which was in his original contract.
That was because he took the reduced buyout.
That's right. But he's 63 years old. I think that was a good compromise. We know all about we've never been there, but we know all about his lake house near Hot Springs. I think he and his wife can go there, be very happy, and they will be great members of that community.
All right, this from our D3 Auto Sales Buzz text line. I saw Deke Adams when a defensive player came off the field. He chewed him out, and the player just turned and walked away. Memphis game early. Anybody else see that? You'd have to be there to see it.
No, but I believe it.
I can believe it, but I didn't. You'd have to be there to see it.
No, but
TV didn't.
I watched Georgia and Alabama. And I watched DeBoer when his players came off the field, how he reacted to them, even if somebody missed a field goal or whatever, fired up and patting guys on the back and complimenting them. We haven't seen that, and probably wasn't much to pat somebody on the back about.
Well, we don't know.
But they don't always show the coach.
It may have happened. Yeah, they don't show assistant
always,
coaches.
yeah.
And
No.
most of us aren't
especially assistant coaches.
Yeah, most of us aren't tuned into looking at the bench, after somebody comes off the field. So, I don't want to say anything about that because as somebody said earlier, you might have said it, Ray, nobody is more enthusiastic than Travis Williams.
No.
That guy is a jump up and down, pat him on the back type guy. So those defensive players, anybody that made a good play was getting encouraged.
If you dogged it for him, you're a dog.
Yeah.
And not in the sense that we think of a dog now.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we're dog
Grant
owners, so
in
it'd be okay to be a dog.
Grant in 3, 2, 1.
Okay, so what I was told today was that what Hunter Yurchek was basically trying to say but can't say it is that the powers that be, the heavy boosters, were not interested in investing in Sam Pittman, is what he was trying to tell me. And if that's the case, that is just such an ugly, awful look. I don't know whether to buy that or not, but if that's the truth, man, I don't like it at all. Anyway, thanks, guys.
And I alluded to that a little earlier.
Yeah, if you're trying to read between the lines, you could read that way. And again, this man has passed away. He will never be back. Frank Broyles never bowed to a booster. Never. Basically, he made the decisions he thought we were best and said, come along with us, and usually convinced the boosters that he made a good decision. But
and he made good decisions.
Once the AD starts getting influenced by boosters and makes hiring and firing based on who they'll pay for, man, you're in big trouble because it's not long after that until, hey, we were wrong on that guy. We need to get rid of him, or you're going to be the next one. So I hope that's not the case. I think it probably is. I think there's some people that wouldn't. And, of course, part of it's Sam's 6th year. And other than the 9-victory year, he's had, 2 7-victory years. And so maybe that's people saying, hey, I'll help you, but we want somebody that's going to win more than that. Now, it could be. But nonetheless, you have to be very cautious about that.
Could be. All right, this is my D3 Auto Sales Buzz text line. Do you guys think the players quit on the team because they really have no ties to Arkansas? Or was it more that they're just going to lose anyway? Or was there another reason? That from Big Keith in the house.
Again, this was one game. Randy has said lack of effort for 2 games before that, maybe so. And again, it's hard to believe you wouldn't make an effort for Travis Williams. But I don't know if not being from Arkansas has anything to do with it. I don't know. Do we all wish there were more Arkansans on the roster? Yes. But I'm not sure that's why somebody wouldn't play hard.
I don't know. I don't know. All you can go by is what you see with your own eyes.
Sounds like Baz has got a heck of a lineup for tomorrow morning on Morning Mayhem to talk about that.
And who does he have?
Didn't he have Houston Nutt, Bruce James? Didn't I hear that promo earlier?
Well,
I thought
that's good.
That was this from this
Houston
morning.
came on this morning.
Yeah.
Oh, that was this morning?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just a little bit behind.
Thanks, Josh.
Sorry about that, guys. I didn't tune in.
No. Josh didn't update the promo is what it is.
I wonder if they were on the air when I wonder if Houston was on with them before or after the 3 defensive coaches were fired. It's interesting. I think I could tell this.
That happened, about 10 o'clock this morning? At least we got the announcement around 10 o'clock this morning.
Yeah. I think I could say this now. It's fair because I was sports information director at the time. 1999, there was going to be a press conference in Dallas for the Cotton Bowl. Arkansas was playing Texas in the Cotton Bowl. And on the plane, Houston and I had a good relationship, but I'm still surprised he shared this with me. Because Houston was kind of like Ken Hatfield. His assistant coaches were his family. But he told me there were 2 he thought he needed to fire. And again, I'm surprised he told me that, but he did. And after the game, he did. He fired them both. And so that's why I was wondering if Houston was on before or after that announcement, because as a good head coach, if you feel like assistant coaches are not doing the job they should, then you got to make that decision. And I'm not going to name the two
Well,
coaches, but I will tell you both of them ended up landing elsewhere and doing okay.
I will say this, and we have joked about this and joked about it. Sam Pittman is his own worst enemy about maybe being too honest. But the way that he ended his press conference on Saturday, when he said he was embarrassed, and when he said about the lack of effort, he sealed his doom with those remarks.
I think he knew it was coming.
He may have, Ray, but I'm just saying, you don't say that. I'm embarrassed. That kind of honesty, I was really surprised he used the word embarrassed in that situation. All right, we'll come back. Drive Time Sports will continue.
The next generation of light beer. Crisp, refreshing with just 2.6 carbs and only 95 calories. Brewed for those who never settle. Enjoy responsibly. DG Yingling and Son, Pottsville, PA.
Want to get in on the conversation? Shoot us a text at the D3 Auto Sales text line at 501-614-1037. D3 Auto Sales in Desart, the #1 independent dealer in the state, with the best prices and largest selection on pre-owned vehicles, including leveled and lifted trucks. Find them on Facebook. Whether it's football, baseball, or basketball, from high school to the pros, hit us up on the D3 Auto Sales text line.
It's a tough time. Injured, and it was not your fault. Hurts in the pocketbook, too. Who do you turn to? Don't call a lawyer and find they're out of state or talk with someone at a call center. Call us at the Brad Hendricks Law Firm and talk to a real Arkansas lawyer directly. And remember, the only place that success comes before work is in the dictionary. We'll work hard for you. Have for over 30 years. The Brad Hendricks Law Firm. Tradition, reputation, results.
Superstars Joe Klein and Pat Bradley for Arkansas's #1 sports app, Bet Saracen.
Joe, you know the main difference between Bet Saracen and those other guys?
Definitely. Easier to navigate. Always good parlays. Plus lots of fun choices. Like ping pong. Right there on the app.
But the real difference are those special promos.
Brand new players get a 100% profit boost just for downloading the Bet Saracen app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-GAMBLER.
Aero Truck Sales has been in business in North America for 75 years. They are dedicated to helping truck drivers, owner-operators, and fleet managers find the high-quality, used semi-trucks that they need to grow their business. Their on-site financing team provides flexible financing options and comprehensive warranty and protection plans. Plus, their attached shop provides convenient and efficient reconditioning.
My good friends at Bath Fitter. I've been working with Bath Fitter for over a decade now. They're a family-owned business that's been around for over 40 years. They are the pioneers of the acrylic bath industry. Bath Fitter offers a one-of-a-kind remodeling process that's easy and stress-free. They offer a wide selection of beautiful and functional showers, and with their seamless one-piece walls and hundreds of design options, you can refresh your shower space in no time. They can even convert your existing bath into a shower. Check them out online at bathfitterlittlerock.com and tell them Basil sent you.
The Grove Hunting Club in Jefferson County is first class, recognized nationally for some of the best guided waterfowl hunts in the South, and their deer herd keeps growing annually. New this year, you can deer hunt in Arkansas or at their new hunting ranch in Texas. The Grove's 13,000 square foot main lodge in Arkansas can accommodate 50 hunters with 30 private rooms, a locker room, and a pro shop, and several private cabins and a secondary lodge. Call 870-692-3221, thegrovehuntingclub.com.
What's up, everyone? It's Christian Weaver for The Zone on Tuesday. Justin Acree and DJ Williams will be back in the Oaklawn Hot Springs studio, and we'll still have a lot to talk about in the fallout from Arkansas versus Notre Dame. Coach Clint Clonk will join us thanks to Farm Brothers Flying Service to give his opinion on the matter. In the second hour, Jordan Wicks, thanks to Crain Buick GMC of Conway, will come on. The Cubs will be playing on Tuesday as they'll face the Padres in the wild card round. And then in the final hour, Susan Irwin Prowse will join us thanks to Willie D's. It's all that and much more Tuesday in the Zone, where sports and entertainment come crashing together.
Welcome back to Drive Time Sports, live from the Eat My Catfish studios, where it's much like any of the 7 Eat My Catfish locations, minus the always fresh, delicious food options like the family pack catfish dinners. You're in hog heaven. This is Drive Time Sports, a presentation of the Buzz Radio Network.
Time is running out. When I say time is running out, October the 8th, circle your calendars. That's the day that Double B's will be giving away a Bad Boy 550 four-wheel drive side-by-side. Giving it away. That's the key phrase, giving it away. And all you got to do is go by and register to win. No purchase necessary. It is that simple. So go by. 34 different locations, 34 different opportunities. You can go register as often as you like. Go back twice a day, 3 times a day, whatever it may be. But go by and register to win that Bad Boy 550 four-wheel drive side-by-side that we will give away at the BB Caps location in Searcy on October the 8th. That is the magic day. We're going to give it away on October the 8th. So, you don't register, you don't have a chance to win. Pretty simple. And you can also take advantage, even though, wow, down the last 2 days, we've been talking about the great specials ongoing here at Crain Hyundai in North Little Rock. Well, today and tomorrow, time's running out to take advantage of the September specials you'll find at your local Double B's. Whether it's the 20-ounce Gatorade, 2 for $4, the 20-ounce Mountain Dew, 2 for $4, or the 20-ounce Gatorade, 2 for $4, the 1-liter Brisk Tea, 2 for $5. Where do you find this good stuff? The old saying goes, it's Double B's. 34 different locations throughout the state of Arkansas, one near you. It's Double B's. It's where you gas it, grab it, and go, and be sure and register to win one of those, or the fantastic Bad Boy 550 four-wheel drive side-by-side. We'll give away on October the 8th. All right, Rick Schaeffer, Ray Tucker, I'm Randy Rainwater. All right, tonight, coming up in a bit less than 30 minutes, right at 30 minutes, it will be Ray Tucker's Arkansas Outdoors. Raymond, what is on tap tonight?
Well, it's nice that you asked that, Randy.
Well, thank you.
I'm hoping
I like being nice.
I hope the phones work. Todd Baker's going to be in the studio. We're going to talk about fall fishing and bass fishing in Arkansas, which doesn't get much better than that. I'm not talking about trout fishing, but trout fishing, especially in the month of October, November on the Little Red and White River is really, really good. And Taylor Stewart, who is the superintendent of Bull Shoals White River State Park, is supposed to join us. We're going to try to do the 3-2-1, the 3-2-1, and interview him.
All right, in 3, 2, 1, here we go. All right, BA, in 3, 2, 1.
Hey, gentlemen, thanks for taking my call. And please forgive me if this has already been talked about, but it seems to me that the AD position, in Arkansas at least, really benefits from somebody that just bleeds Arkansas red. So, and perhaps it's been discussed ad nauseum, but why not Houston Nutt as the AD if your check is let go? And secondly, I know right now he's only got like 6 or 7 jobs, but I'd love to see David Basil involved in getting boosters, involved with money. That's all I got. Thank y'all.
Wow, that would be a big jolting loss to the Buzz if David wanted to go work in fundraising for the athletic department, because that's a full-time job. You can't just leave and do that.
I mean, Baz, you don't have room for any more hats.
I think that, and Houston Nutt's my friend, it would be wonderful to see him as athletic director. I personally believe that if there's a change, and I'm not suggesting that, and by the way, Houston is 67 and he'll be 68 next month. So you got to take that under consideration. That means, hey, if you get 3 or 4 great years from him, I mean, he hadn't lost his enthusiasm at all. That guy is still bubbles over with enthusiasm. But my personal thought is Quinn Grovey is an AD in the making. I've known Quinn for a long time. He has great leadership skills. Quinn worked in human resources at Walmart. that means he had to hire people and he had to fire people, and he knows how to do that. He's tight. He's still beloved by the people in the top echelon of Walmart. I'm not talking about Jim and Rob Walton. They're not. They just own stock, and they're huge, obviously, but they're not involved in Walmart. With Doug McMillan and all those in the administration, they love Quinn Grovey. So that's my thought. Now, I'm not lobbying for change. I think Hunter Yurachek, I like him in a lot of ways. I'm sorry that this is all happening. I don't deal with him on a daily basis. So, again, all I can say is he's nice to me. But I can't say that qualifies him to be a great athletic director. But if there was a change, Quinn is younger than, he's in his 50s. I think that would be an excellent choice. But that's my personal opinion, and that carries no weight with anybody. And, hey, if they hired Houston Nutt instead, I'd be thrilled to death to see him come back in that position, if that's what he wants to do.
Yeah, I think that's the question. What does he want to do?
Yeah.
All right, we're going to do this again. In 3, 2, 1, here comes Jackson.
Hey, Rick and Randy. Hey, Rick. This is your good buddy Jackson Braswell calling in. I don't call in to drive time much, but wanted to say hi because I'm on the road tonight from Warren to Little Rock. Was going to give a couple of prospective head coaching options and then one hypothetical AD that has just been on my mind the last few days, even though I'm also not lobbying for Hunter Yurachek to get fired, but would love to see Kevin Trainer be an option for athletic director, a guy that's got a ton of experience in the Arkansas athletic department, loves the Razorbacks, and has some of that administrative ability as well. And then my two head coaching guys that I would love to see, one, Joe Brady, the offensive coordinator for the Buffalo Bills, obviously came from LSU. Don't know that he would want to leave that place, seeing as the Bills are a Super Bowl contender, but I think would be a great college head coach. And the other is Cliff Kingsbury, who's former, obviously, NFL head coach, former college head coach, but a young guy who would mesh with the good NIL era and feel like he'd be able to recruit and raise funds as well, and is obviously coaches a good explosive offense. So just going to give some options, and then I'll hang up and listen to you guys.
Well, I'm not a big fan of Cliff Kingsbury. I get the Brady thing. That's guys was great at LSU. Did have some pretty good talent there to work with, and he's got a pretty good quarterback to work with the Buffalo Bills. So, yeah, I'm not sure he would want to leave that position.
I think we'd have to have him committed if he left there for here.
And the other one, I mentioned Quinn Grovey, that I thought would be Kevin. I mean, if you're looking for a Razorback, Kevin probably has more administrative experience than we were aware of, because he was obviously in media relations, communications, but there's a guy that his Rolodex, if they still have such a thing as a Rolodex, is probably enormous, as is Quinn's.
Mm-hmm.
But and Kevin also is in that same age range as Quinn. So, but again, we're not lobbying for a change. So, but appreciate that. Appreciate hearing from you, Jackson. Good friend of mine.
It's interesting. One of the questions that was asked of Hunter Yurachek today, was he going to be making the next hire?
Mm-hmm.
And the way he answered it was interesting.
Yeah, he said.
Not that I have been told.
Yeah, he said, nobody's told me I won't be.
I will not be. I have heard he's not going to be making the next hire.
Well, we don't. I don't.
But we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Here's
what
I
appreciated from Bobby Petrino. Look, we've got, for the rest of the football season, we're going to be talking about this. Who the coach is going to be. Obviously, it's going to be week to week. Once Arkansas starts playing games again, that's going to tell us a lot about what might happen in the future. But one thing I liked about Bobby Petrino, when asked about what he had to do to prove that he could be the head coach, he said, I'm not focusing on that. I'm focusing on the next 9 weeks. We got to put this back together and get people unified and put a product on the field that the people of Arkansas are going to be proud of. That was his response. That was a great response, I thought, because he only knows he's going to be the head coach for 9 weeks. There's 2 open dates, 7 games, 2 open dates, and so therefore that's what he's doing, is saying that this is the time that we've got to worry about, not when the season's over. Because if you don't take advantage of these next 7 games, it ain't going to matter what happens to anybody that's here. It won't matter what happens after the season's over.
It'll take care of itself. It'll play itself out. This from our D3 Auto Sales Bus text line. I hope some guys quit because they're now coached hard. I don't know that they haven't been in some cases coached hard, but nevertheless, I understand the point.
Yeah.
It will be an indictment on their character. Hopefully leaves us with some guys that do care, and also may reveal that Coach Pittman and the defensive staff coached them softly. Well, again, we don't know that for a fact.
If somebody does quit, it obviously would be their decision. If it's because they're coached harder, then that'd be really sad. Again, here's why I like Bobby Petrino, and here's why I hope these next few weeks go very, very well. He's spared, and we shared this earlier in the program. Here are the 3 ways players can go. They can say, hey, I'm a senior, I got a chance to be in the NFL next year. Prove it. You got 7 games to prove that you're a draftable football player. Gosh, I'm not happy with this. At the end of the season, I'm getting the heck out of here. Okay. Play hard so that somebody wants you to go there when the season's over. Or, I'm going to check and see how this goes. You go out there, you play hard, and, Arkansas wants you to stay, and you decide you want to stay. Those are the options. Quitting that's no option. It's really not an option. If you quit, you're quitting on yourself. You're not quitting on a coach, or you're quitting on yourself. So that's a very poor option.
Randy, you ready to do your blast off deal?
Is he doing his what?
Blast off.
His blast off?
Yeah, 3, 2, 1.
Oh.
Oh, no, I see. I was looking at the clock.
Randy was
the reason why I was hesitating.
Yeah, I see. Yeah,
no, I'm just looking at the clock to see.
Another commercial.
Yeah.
Yes, that is correct. And that was the reason why I was hesitating, because I didn't feel like to be fair. So I'll read this real quick.
Okay.
From our D3 Auto Sales Bus text line from Savage. Randy, I'd like to see Bobby stay, bring in Houston Nutt as AD, and have people like David Basil go get the money we need. That from Savage. This other suggestion, go get Saban out of retirement. I don't think that's going to happen.
You didn't think Calipari was going to be there either, did you?
That's true. Well, there's a lot of zeros attached to Nick Saban. All right, we'll come back and wrap it up in a moment.
Light beer, crisp, refreshing with just 2.6 carbs and only 95 calories. Brewed for those who never settle. Enjoy responsibly. DG Yingling and Son, Pottsville, PA.
Hey, this is Mitch at Red River Ram Dodge Chrysler Jeep. I saw an ad the other day, and I thought, no wonder people don't trust car dealers. I looked up the discount they were offering that was $20,000 off, only to find out they put a $12,000 to $15,000 lift kit on this truck, marked it up $38,000, and then said they're taking $20,000 off. Make that make sense in somebody's head. Folks, come check us out. RedRiverRam.com. See why we're Arkansas's #1 Ram dealer, or make that beautiful drive right here to Heber Springs.
Get ready, hunters. It's the massive hunting sale at Hunter's Refuge in Whitehall. Wednesday through Saturday only. Score huge savings on rifles for the new alternative firearm season, plus big deals on firearms and optics. The savings continue at Hunter's Refuge with deep discounts on hunting apparel, blinds, and essential accessories. Score big on top brands like Drake, Bandit, Lacrosse, Vortex, Smith & Wesson, Savage, and more. Save up to 50% off on casual clothing and footwear. At Hunter's Refuge, it's not just a sport, but a way of life.
Big savings are rolling now at Courtney Chevrolet. Take advantage of the $7,500 EV tax credit before September 30th. Drive a 2026 Trax or Trailblazer for just $249 a month. Or save up to $13,000 on new Silverados. Plus, we're paying up to 20% over Kelley Blue Book for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And right now, you can get it all with no payments until 2026. Stop by Courtney Chevrolet in Jacksonville today. Chevrolet, together, let's drive. With approved credit restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
Fall is the perfect time to spruce up the exterior of your home or your business. And if you're like me, there's only one company to call, CertaPro Painters. What stands out the most? Their attention to detail. They carefully prep every surface, make sure trim lines are sharp, and even touch up any small spots, even ones you didn't notice, at no extra charge. They go the extra mile because they want you to be happy and they care about their work. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. For your home or business, make sure you schedule CertaPro. Don't wait. Their calendar fills up quick. Schedule your free estimate at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C.
I want you to be sure and check out all the great deals. Go online. I love going on the hawkshomes.net website because you can check out their entire inventory. 2, 3, 4, 5 bedrooms starting at just $55 a square foot. You can choose from over 65 homes to choose from, and they can have your home delivered in 2 weeks if you choose one off the lot. Takes a little longer, but if you can dream it, they can build it. That's just how simple it is. If you can dream it, they can build it. All prices include delivery anywhere in the state, setup, underpinning, central heat and air. In Hawks Homes, if you need land, they can find it for you, no problem. They can help you find wherever you may want to live, and they'll get all the utilities, land prep, all that can be set up in one loan. Located in Conway and Bryant, check out the inventory online at hawkshomes.net.
Would you like to win the ultimate hunting ATV? Stop by Honda Russellville right now through October 17th to win a new Honda 4-man 4x4 ATV with winch, tire, and wheel package. Check us out online at HondaRussellville.com or on Facebook.
Live from the Eat My Catfish studios, you feed your crave for sports by listening to Drive Time Sports. Much like you feed your crave at any of the 7 Eat My Catfish locations. Often imitated but never duplicated. This is Drive Time Sports with Randy Rainwater on the Buzz Radio Network.
All right, coming down the home stretch here at Crain Hyundai in North Little Rock, right off of Warden Road, right next to 16767. So come on down, celebrate the end of the month savings, and that means huge savings. Combine that with no payments until 2026. So that's on top of all the other great perks, if you will, whether it's this much off, about like $10,000 off of a loaner. That's a great start. Brad was talking about some of the Palisades they got out there, a couple of those, the Elantras, the Santa Cruz, great looking little pickup truck. So come check out the entire inventory. You can also go online at crainteam.com. But the savings, especially on those EVs, that $7,500 tax credit goes away after tomorrow. $500 for that rebate. So come on down, make your best deal, and make no payment until January the 1st. That's the way you do it. That is Crain Hyundai of North Little Rock. I apologize. I have tried. I'm not sure how many I've got left. If I just start talking nonstop, I couldn't read all of the feedback we've gotten today. And I apologize. I've tried to get to as many as possible. And we're also going to try Gary in 3, 2, 1.
Did he know we were going to do that, Randy?
I'm going to say it again. Gary, I hope you're listening to me because you can on hold. All right, I'm going to come to you in 3, 2, 1, so get ready. Here we go. Gary in 3, 2, 1. Okay, Gary, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Goodbye.
Blast off and ending.
Okay. I tried.
Have you got a NASA launch stuff over there somewhere, Kramer?
Not one I can find right now, no.
I've got that button right here. I got that big red button.
Mission control,
okay,
mission control.
Okay, we understand we've had problems. You can trace this back, and I don't know. I can't even begin to explain engineering, so I don't have a clue. But if you go back, if you remember, our problem started when we had that massive lightning strike, and just when you think you get things corrected, here we go again. So we apologize. We're here trying our best.
Lance
Jimmy from Roland.
Lance is next on the launch pad, Randy.
Okay. All right. So hopefully you know the drill by now, Lance. I'm going to say 3, 2, 1, then I'm going to turn you on. So, Lance, get ready to talk in 3, 2, 1.
Hey, guys. I think I did it right. I heard the call earlier that I was looking for. I'm glad this guy called in and said what he said. There's been a lot of blame, in my opinion, today on Hunter. And when he said that, the tools were not provided for Sam to win, I love Sam. I love Hunter. I love Bobby. I love Travis. I love them all. But I don't think it was anybody. If you really look at, in my opinion, how the last hire happened and why they went to Sam, and I'm not going to get into it because I know it'll be labeled as something, crazy, but it was the Lane Kiffin thing. That's all I'll say. I don't think the tools were provided for Sam, and I think by Hunter saying that, it was a shot across the bow to the people who caused that, not him. And I don't think he's saying it to protect himself. But anyway, I'll hang up.
Did I lose you guys too?
No, I'm sorry. I'm trying to do too many things at one time. This one from our D3 Auto Sales Bus text line. It seems to me we missed on some portal defensive players. Who's responsible for that aspect of recruiting? Either that or it's the coaches. I think we need a staff to recruit specifically for potential portal players. They're supposed to have a department that's doing that. As it's been referenced, is understaffed. In fact, that brought about a really interesting conversation, Ray, about a month ago, or maybe a little bit, almost nearly 2 months ago, that Rick and Richard Davenport, because Richard had written an article about the understaffing that's going on in Arkansas. And that's part of it. I mean, you might as well take the template that the NFL, since this basically is professional sports, they may be still called student athletes, but they're professionals now because they're being paid to play. That you've got to, I'm thinking you need to copy exactly what the National Football League is doing. And that is they have player personnel departments. They have guys that go out and scout. And they have player evaluators. Those evaluators then that evaluation is passed on then, whether it's the GM or then the GM and the coaches combined. And that's how they go about drafting. That's how they go about finding free agents.
Well, somebody's got to be a negotiator now.
And somebody now has to be the negotiator. That's what you have the new NIL guy. That's his job.
Mm-hmm.
But bottom line, you got to start treating this like a professional sport. And most, I don't know what the exact number is. I'm guessing each NFL team has probably 20 scouts who are on the road constantly. Whether they go by and they watch a team practice. There was a New York Giant scout that was there Saturday. And the reason why I knew he was a scout, let me back that up. I made the assumption, because, Raymond, if you have a white shirt on and it's got the Giant logo, the helmet on the on the breast of the shirt, and above that it has NY Jets. I would think that was a scout. Would you not?
I would
kind of
think
make that.
I would most definitely
assumption?
think so. Yeah.
Okay. So every game there's going to be, generally speaking, particularly when you're talking someone like Notre Dame, that benefits the Arkansas players, if they realize this or not. It's going to benefit them by playing Notre Dame because you're going to get added attention.
Hey, Rick.
You might get scouts there.
Oh, Rick, an apology. I punched him by having on white and he's on orange. My apologies, Rick. My stupidity. I'm sorry.
And I just said that I was going to say, or tried to, that Hunter addressed that today, saying that they're going to build that. They're going to have people on that scouting that players all over the country at every level during the season so that they're ahead of the game, that as soon as the portal opens. Now, does that mean they haven't had that? Maybe that's one of the assets that Sam Pittman didn't have.
But who got us behind the 8 ball on NIL?
Yeah, but that's where you want to get ahead of the game. That's what he talked about, being ahead of the game, not reacting. So we'll see.
It is reacting at this point because they are. They started out behind.
Yeah.
And it wasn't fully embraced when it first came about, and Arkansas is now still paying for it.
Yeah. So he said that could be in the GM's department. It could be in the football department. You combine it where you have people looking at players all over the country. And so, yeah, they may be behind, but that doesn't mean they can't catch up.
Okay, maybe my lifetime.
Sorry about that, Rick.
Coming up next, it is Ray Tucker's Arkansas Outdoors for Rick Schaeffer. I'm Randy Rainwater. Get your Crain Hyundai, don't forget. These deals are going to go away. Crain Hyundai of North Little Rock. Have a great rest of the night. So long, everybody.